was that game you was playing last week?
You said what?
What was that game you was playing last week?
On the last episode,
Yeah,
it's called Stellar Flame.
man, I like that game looking real dope.
You said it was dope.
Yeah,
It's yeah, it came out last night. It's like a little bit running last
um, finished it. Say, did you finish it?
Yeah, I finished it like
Yeah, I'm not up to date on gaming, so when I seen it, I just assumed it was like a Final Fantasy game.
yeah. You ready to start?
Unless you want to wait on Trevor.
He'll come. He'll come. You know, he takes his time.
All right, right.
All right. Make sure everything's set. Okay, yeah, we're good. All right then. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. This episode 18 of the Chop It Up Music Podcast. It's with me, Karma Keys, and your boy Dewan. What's going on? It's supposed to be a good episode today. You know, speak up, brothers. Say what you got to say this morning.
And good morning, everybody. This is the one. Like this expect a lot from this episode. We're gonna get into a lot of things. We're gonna discuss some heavy topics. So
Hmm.
just grab your popcorn, your food, whatever, cause it's gonna be a good episode.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got a lot to talk about today. We got from Carter Six to the Clipse. You know, artists with new albums, stuff like that. Atlanta rap duos. It's crazy. It's crazy. But I will say this: we will spend like a decent amount of time talking about this Carter Six album. If y'all haven't been, for those who just now get into the podcast, we've been like anticipating Carter Six for like the longest while now. You know, I said my things about what I how I felt about, well, how I feel that whenever the album was about to come out, what I was going to anticipate and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Your boy, the one heavy Wayne fan, he's been hyping up this album for like shit. I want to say probably like 6 to 8 months now. You know what I'm saying? Probably even more than that. You know what I'm saying? But hey, you know, I guess it just comes with that territory. You know what I'm saying? Black Toad, I'm going to assume eventually he'll be here. If not, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? Got to keep things moving. Um, One thing before we start this whole stuff, what you been listening to, fam?
Man, okay, so surprisingly, I have been listening to a little rap. Of course, I've been on my future bag. I've been kind of going back to that the Wizard album. I feel like that's kind of like an album that a lot of people didn't catch on to,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like some people should have catched on to that album because it was trap, but it was more like an emotional album, and I just think that's like kind of like one of the ones that's underrated in his catalog. The Wizard, it came out like 2019, I believe. Uh, so I just feel like everybody should give that one a re-listen. But besides that, it's just artists I want to put people on to. For all the people that like alternative R&B, I think some people call it bedroom pop or something. It's
Mm-hmm.
this artist called Clara Lasan. She's kind of already popular in the UK, but she makes a lot of that. It's not emo music, but it has like this R&B sound, but it's not your typical mainstream R&B.
Right.
So it's like R&B that was probably made in her one bedroom apartment. If people could kind of get that picture. But
Yeah.
yeah, artist named Clara Lasan, man. I've been listening to a lot of her music. She just make a lot of dope music, and I've been trying to um I've been trying to tap into alternative music lately. Like I've been like I'm about to recently go back to Willow Smith music. Like something about alternative music where because it's not pushed as much, it just make me want to get more tapped into it. So I've been in my alternative bag. So that's all I
Yeah.
gotta say.
Okay, 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 okay. Shit, about time. About time you start hitting other genres, bro. It's a lot of good stuff out there. You know what I'm saying? Not that I'm saying there's nothing
So
wrong with rap or whatever, but you know, it's just to kind of just switch things up every once in
okay,
a
so
while.
while he's waiting. But yeah. Anyways, Clara was saying, y'all give her a listen. Uh she has popular songs already. In this darkness, it's a sample that was I don't know if that song was sampled, but in this darkness she have a song called Want You.
It's thunder outside. What the hell? Hopefully, it doesn't affect the podcast, but well, okay, I got this. Okay, yeah, that's what's
Um
up.
and this
Oh,
is
what's
other
up?
artist called Skywater. Shaquille, I don't know if you're there, you left, but I think you're on mute, sir.
You don't hear me? You don't hear me? Hello? Hello? You the one?
So yeah, we got a lot of things to get in today.
Wait, you didn't hear me?
No, bro, you were mute.
Nah, that's why. Damn, I don't know what's going on with that. No, I was trying to use the other account, but no, I was trying to say I just heard that thunder just now. Hopefully, it doesn't affect the podcast or anything. But I was saying that was up. Like he's starting to like branch out and listen to different genres and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like we need a little bit of, we need a little bit of like some different mixes every now and then. You know?
Yeah, well, we ain't gonna have no choice after a while if rap keep going where it's going. But yeah, it's real dope. Like I told you, artist named Clara saying, you know, artist named Skywater. And I've been he's not alternative. He has a song with Uzi that came out a couple years ago, but he's kind of like a lot of these artists is from the UK. They don't blow up until they don't go mainstream until later for some reason.
Yeah. And these are futures artists or just like artists you randomly found.
Oh, what you mean? Like Future? What you mean?
Oh, because I heard you was talking about Wizard or whatever, and then you had brought their names up, so I thought it was like uh I thought it was like under his label or something like that.
Nah, nah. Nah. I was talking about Future the Wizard album. I said some people should go back and give that a chance. But so far as Future's like artists or whatever, there was an artist I was tapped into on his label that you brought that up. His name was Doughboy, but I don't even know what happened to him. He had a good run back then, but he been like quiet.
He's probably well, I don't want to make any assumptions. He probably this is
Are you
why.
muted?
Am, do you not hear me?
Okay, now I hear you.
Oh yeah, my mic. Do I sound better now?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I don't know what's going on with my stuff. I've been having issues since last week. Uh, but nah, he probably just one of them artists who just like kind of came through and did what he was supposed to do, and probably just went back and just did some other stuff. Like most of these artists nowadays. You know what I'm saying?
Uh,
Bro, what is going on? What is going on today? It ain't raining on your side of town?
I don't hear anything. I got man. I be having the AC blasting, so I don't even be hearing.
Oh, that should be covering everything. I was about to say. I got thunderstorms and whatever. But anywho, yeah, for me, I guess all I've been really been listening to. I've been trying to fix up my playlist for like whenever I go in like in the car or like if I go like by people's house and shit, and just have like a decent playlist going on because uh There was times where it's just like I would like somebody would give me the aux or the speaker or whatever, and I'll play myself. But then a person like me, I got a whole bunch of different genres playing, and ain't nobody trying to listen to trying to go from 1 minute listen to like Wayne to Japanese 80s pop or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to fix up my playlist. I started listening back to like just Wayne, Kanye, 21, Thug. Uh, shit. Well, I haven't really been in the Drake mood, so I haven't really put him in my playlist like that. There's probably like a couple songs. Baby, Gunna. I'm still working on it or whatever. But yeah, there hasn't really been like an artist specifically I've been listening to, but it's just more of the fact that since I've been like trying to fix up my playlist, I haven't been finding like a lot of old songs that that did catch my attention, especially back in 2018. Man, 2018 was a crazy year for music, bro, from everybody. Like even if you was just like on a feature run or just like just doing some other stuff, like 2018 was like a crazy year, man. I definitely loved that year, and I guess a little bit of 2019 too, but 18 18 definitely had that shit locked in.
Yeah, I kind of got 2019 was a little bit cold for me, in my opinion.
Yeah,
But I do feel you uh with the 2018 because a lot of like heavy hitters dropped that year.
yeah,
But the early 2020s is when I kind of got lost, like 2020 and 2021, because that's when a lot of like some of the like younger guys started to pop off,
hmm,
and I didn't really understand that wave. Like I didn't really get it. Like that's when like Lil TJ, Polo G, like a lot of those guys, some
yeah,
more. I guess like well, Lil Tecca kind of been doing his thing, but he was an artist at the time that folks was trying to put me on around 2019, around 2020,
yeah.
but I couldn't really get into his music like that for some reason. But yeah,
And it's like, yeah, because I do agree with 2019. Even though, like I said, like it was a couple songs that came out and it was pretty decent, but it wasn't really the most memorable year per se. To be honest, like all I remember was just like there was like Denzel Curry, there was like I know YM. Well, I'm starting to forget that boy's name. Melly, YNW Melly. I think he had dropped his album around that time. I think Drake had dropped. No, that was 2020. Yeah, you know what? 20. I think Porter Miami 2 with Rick Ross. He had dropped it around that time, and I think yeah, 20. Yeah, not. Oh, well, I mean, Jesus is King with Kanye, but that one kind of came and went or whatever. So yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, 2019, it was pretty kind of dry. Um, we can talk about that in a future episode, low key.
yeah, cause just for me to like give final opinion on that, cause I remember that's the year that ironically you brought that up that Future dropped the Wizard album,
Oh yeah, yeah,
and it was kind of like it had mixed reception, and then it's like that next year he dropped High Off Life,
yeah,
and that album kind of like had the same mixed reactions too. But that's to me, like in my opinion, I wasn't interested in the type of content that was coming out around 2020. Like I was kind of like, okay, like Future dropped, Thug dropped his album the year before in 2019, but there was nothing really that interesting, in my opinion, in 2020 compared to like 2018.
right. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. 2020, it was kind of like a mixed bag because like even for me, I think because of what everything was going on in like in the social world, like not trying to make this political, but like the George Floyd stuff, we presidency and everything like that. Even for me, like for like producers, like I didn't really want to even drop like a project during the year because with everything was just going on. You know what I'm saying? And like streaming wasn't really well. Streaming was doing its thing. I think everybody was more into like watching those COVID live streams, like what Tory Lanez was doing. I forgot the name of the stuff he was doing, but and then I think remember we had like those verses and stuff like that, you know. So like we definitely had some stuff going on, but it was definitely slow too. So I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, now that you brought it up, it's like the only thing that did catch my attention that whole 2020 was that Lil Baby My Turn album because that was like that's still one of like my top man. That album probably in my top 20. Like I still listen to that album. That album My Turn is still in rotation,
Yeah,
and that was like a big deal. And especially I remember when he did like 200K first week, and that was around the time people numbers even slowed up, but people still talk about that Little Baby My Turn album, like from top to bottom. And that's why people look at him differently now because when you drop an album of that stature, people gonna always compare you to that that best album you dropped. And I think that was his debut album, if I'm not mistaken. I think Street Gossip or something was like a mixtape. But man, I still listen to the album. And it's been like 5, 6 years.
yeah. Personally, I don't know what because he's under QC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know we've been on this topic for a while, so I'm a hurry and get on. But like I don't know what was going on with Baby during that time, bro. Because like 2018, 2019, he was definitely on fire. Like he did get like a lot of features from like a lot of people, and like the producers is definitely doing a lot of things. And even though we ain't never going to get this again, him and Gunna was definitely on like a good run during that time. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, 2019 to 2020, Baby, he really, for some reason, like he was just cooking, bro. Like he had the energy and everything like that. And he wasn't really an artist like I really care too much about because I try to listen to street gospel. I try to listen to what other projects he had before, and then like it's not that they were bad, but like they were just kind of overhyping him a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, what's really like the big deal with this guy? And then yeah, like once My Turn that came out, like everybody was promoting it. I definitely listened to the album a couple times. But the one thing I will never agree with was when they was trying to do that whole thing of they was trying to compare him to like Wayne with like he was like the next Wayne, or like he like his run was like Carter 3 Wayne or whatever. And I'm just like, let's not do that. Let's not do that. Like that's like I can understand that, but let's not. You know what I'm saying? That's Wayne and Baby are two different artists, bro. You know, but
Yeah. I think it's like people was trying to like forecast based on because the momentum he was going at, he could have had it.
right.
But it was because of like kind of like I'm learning in music you can never speak too soon, bro. Like something will happen and it'll humble your whole opinion. Just like this Carter 6. Like but at the same time, it's like yeah, people were trying to speak into like because of where he was on the road where if he would have stayed on that track like for the next couple years, because I remember that time, man, the Migos was like looking, it was rough. Like
Yeah,
if you ever remember like 2019, I'll say really after Culture 2. But to me, Culture 2 wasn't really a good album like that. I just think it had a lot of singles. But but it was like cuz I remember on that time, man, the Migos was like I felt like they was going to be out the door. But they later came back out and did their thing. But it was looking rough for them around that time.
yeah, yeah. Migos. I do remember like they did like a couple songs with like DJ Mustard. I think I forgot what was the name of that damn song. Um, During that time, but it's just like yeah, it was kind of looking a little bit scarce for them. Yeah, we gotta say this. We gotta say this for another episode of the 2019 to 2020 transition and how weird it was. We gotta say that for a future episode. You know, but yeah, let's go ahead and move on with these topics. So we can get things going.
All right,
Okay. So today, first topic. Should we start off with the Carter Six? You want to?
man. Uh, what you think?
I'm a. I will save it for. You know what? I'll save it for last because Black Toad. He said he's at an appointment right now, but he did say once he gets through, once he's finished, he'll hop on. So, and I think we'll have enough time, so we can because knowing you and him, y'all going I know no mainly knowing him, he's gonna have a lot to say about it. For me, mine's is a little bit more simple, but and stuff like that. So if you don't mind, we'll just save it for last.
Yeah,
All right, 'cause I know you want to hear his topics about it.
I do.
Okay. Um, if anything, we can start from the bottom and start from the top. 'Cause I know he probably wants to talk about the Clipse album too. So like,
All right.
so yeah, we could start with the rap duos. The rap duos. Okay. So
Yeah.
so for the first topic, y'all, are rap duos and rap groups dying out? You want to start that off, or you want me to do it?
I start off.
All right.
Yes, I believe so. I believe that because of this era that we in, it's like so many artists are in different places. Like, for example, somebody could be like, man, Travis and Quavo, should drop an album, but it's like they're on like two different levels now, where it's to the point where if they do drop, it will probably benefit Quavo more than Travis. But not to say if they got a genuine friendships. Like I see them doing a duo. If they ever do another project, it will have to be out of like, Travis they just bros and they just want to make music together. But
Right.
from a mainstream perspective, I mean, it probably wouldn't benefit Travis Scott as much because they're in like two different spaces right now. And I just think that
Hey, I texted
I used
the
to miss that rap duo era. Like,
last one.
unfortunately, Rich Homie Quan passed. So, we're not going to get that Thug project
This is
again. Young Money is
you know who
just,
says
they, they
whichever
doing their
one that
own
sent me the
thing.
video.
Like, so it's like that rap duos thing happening. I just think sometimes it's hard because it used to be a time where artists were kind of like
Let's look
on the
up
same playing field.
Karma Keys.
Like, okay, like, you
Karma and then
know,
Keys with a K.
Migos, Thug,
So
Travis Scott, like they
KEYZ.
all kind of in the same place.
Yeah.
They just make different types of sound in their music. And it's like now all those artists back that was used to be kind of on the same level in 2015, they're in like different places. Like, where it was in 2015, you had Thug, I don't want to say Quan, but you had Thug, Future, you know, the Migos, and like some other guys that I'm not mentioning, but it seemed like for a moment they were all in that same space,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like all together in a sense.
Yeah.
So if they did drop an album together, like, oh man, Two Chains and Travis. I remember like the people used to ask for Two Chains and Travis Scott project because like because of the good chemistry that they had, and Travis Scott and Young Thug, and all these duos that could have happened in 2015 in 2024, in my opinion, it just wouldn't make sense
Yeah.
from a commercial standpoint. Now, if it's just like, hey, like if it's on some Future and Juice World stuff, or like I just want to make an album with you because it's on my wish list, right? Then it's okay. But if you're trying to actually like make a commercial success, which most artists are trying to do that now. They're trying to figure out how can they win mainstream. Like, so I just think like now it just wouldn't. I understand why rap duos and rap groups may not be as big because it's like, man, they all in different spaces. Like, I look at Future, and then like I look at Travis Scott. Like, man, Travis Scott, you don't really need to do an album with none of these guys. And I used to wish, so crazy, back in 2015, 2016, I used to wish for Travis Scott to do an album with Future. I used to wish for Travis Scott to do an album with Young Thug. But it's like now it just wouldn't make sense. Like Travis Scott and Young Thug doing an album together. I don't know because Young Thug people people are starting to turn against him, and I never thought that would happen. But
Yeah,
I understand why because from a commercial standpoint, it just wouldn't make as much sense. Like same thing like Two Chainz. Two Chainz is in this now. He went from just being a trap artist. Now he's moving into like a he's in a different space where he's respected by the greats. So back in like 2013, 2012, he was just another trap artist. People don't look at him as that. People look at him like, man, this is a rapper. So the type of music he makes now and the how lyrically he's advanced now, him doing an album with a Future or Travis Scott, not saying it would sound bad, but it wouldn't make as much sense because he's grown as an artist. So I just feel like these artists, man, they're not on the same playing field. Like, like it's just not. I mean, people were talking, and I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna pass it to you. People were even mentioning Gunna and Offset, like when they would drop their two songs together. I think they dropped like two or three songs, maybe just two. People like, man, I see people in the comments like, man, Gunna and Offset, they need to drop an album, and I'm just like, do people understand the position that Gunna could possibly be in if he drops another one, like another one that was like the first album he dropped when he got out of jail? Like it
yeah,
just would not make sense. And a lot of these artists, the reason why a lot of these collab albums may not happen again like that, like it used to be, is because it's like how can it be a thing where it's like a Future and Drake thing where it benefits both artists commercially? A lot of these guys, it's like now if they drop an album together, it's like okay, well I'm just trying to help you out because Huncho Jack 2, I don't think Travis Scott needs a Huncho Jack 2. Like so that's all I pretty much got to say. And if we have more times, I give a little bit more opinion, but that's all I got to say for now.
okay, yeah. I definitely agree. Like that's what I was saying. Like with the whole when we was talking about like Gunna and baby, like I think I think when it comes to rap dudes now, it just really depends on like if people got chemistry like that. And since they were under like thugs like leadership and or guidance and shit like that, it made sense for them. But like now, since things are like kind of looking different, and Thug and Gunna ain't really cool like that anymore, that dude was no longer happening. And it's not like that was like the first, you know, that was like the only duo that Baby could have done with. Like he did try to do it with Dirk, and it was a decent project, but we see what's going on with Dirk right now, so like that shit ain't happening anytime soon. To be honest, I don't really know who else Baby can work with. I don't know who else he got like synergy with and shit like that. So that's one thing. Um, Other rap dudes I can like really think of, like I know well Clipse now they're trying to get back together and do their thing, you know. And since they're like working on the album with Pharrell and shit like that, we're definitely I'm going to assume that's going to be like some album of the year competition. You know what I'm saying? Because it seems like we ain't really got that much of competition going on. But they got. I think for them as a rap duo, it can work out. You know, they're even though they're older now, I think they're more wiser than how they were, um, 15 to 20 something years ago. So like, that's definitely something. Uh, Other rap duos like I can only imagine how it would be if like Kendrick and like any of his TD artists would like try and do anything, because like there was a post that Ab Soul did yesterday, and he took a picture with Kendrick, and I'm just like, bro, that would like if they was to do like a collab album, that would definitely be some crazy shit. Um, but we gotta see how that plans out. I know some people, we still got some, you know, some Kanye fans who still think that Watch the Throne 2 can happen, and you know that I think that ship already sailed its course already. Uh, yeah, I don't know, bro. Like some rap duos can work, but like I think it's people now they just start to get too more. They're starting to get a little too more personal with it, and they try to bring politics into it and whatever. Like yeah, like even with I think when Ye tried to did like when he was doing the Vulture stuff with Ty Dolla Sign. Like granted, I wasn't a big fan of that shit. Not saying that Ty Dolla Sign is a bad artist or anything like that, but like we heard the albums. Vultures one, it was cool. You know what I'm saying? It was decent, sort of say. It wasn't really something for me, but it was definitely interesting. Vultures two, fucking ass, straight garbo. Just like I don't know what the fuck was going on. AI allegations or whatever. Uh, and I know that ain't really the point of the topic, but it's just like as a duo, like sometimes it can work, and sometimes it really just depends on like who you're like really working with. Like I know right now we don't even know if Wayne and Drake are still cool because they haven't released a song in like a hot ass minute. I think since was he on CLB? I don't remember. Yeah, I we don't know what's really going on with them. Uh, and then like I don't know. Like I feel like the rap duo stuff can still work, but it just depends on like like if y'all going to actually like work together or not because it's just kind of like a complicated thing right now.
Yeah, like I have a take to say, like for example, when I Music dropped and Uzi was on Playboy Cardi's album, then there go people. First, people they did it the collab album, like, hey, you know what, Uzi fell off. Then they dropped. Then Uzi popped up on I am Music, and Uzi actually did his job. I think the features he did on I am Music was better than his entire last album that he
Yeah,
dropped.
I
But
agree.
but I still don't think a collab album. I don't know right now, I would be surprised. I'm gonna say this. I'm learning not to speak too soon. I'll be surprised if they do one, but I just don't see Cardi like man, we need to do this album together. Like I see them maybe doing singles every now and then, but at the same time, I'm gonna say this: just because Uzi dropped those two fire songs on Playboy Cardi's album, that don't mean like he's still not in a tough spot. I think he's still in a tough position because like Pink Tape was okay. Well, I'm not even gonna say that. I didn't really like it as much. I
Thank you.
probably got three songs that I really probably like bump every now and then, but as an entire album, no. In Eternal Take Two, I just like, bro, are you serious? But at the same time, I still think we still need another solo album from you because I mean his last good album was Eternal Take, and then some people don't even like the original one. Some people just go back to the deluxe,
Yeah,
but at the same time, even them doing an album together, like I think Cardi's more so he understands how to play the algorithm, and his goal is to be a superstar. Him dropping the album with Uzi, I just see it as fan service. Like, you know what? This what y'all want. I'm gonna give y'all what y'all want. Y'all want this collab album. You know, we just gonna release it to y'all. But I don't see it. I don't see the label or even Cardi like, man, I have to. This is gonna be like some modern Watch the Throne type stuff. Like, no, I just that duo. To me, it's still tricky because I feel like Uzi's not in the place where he's really where he could be, and I feel like Uzi can be in that place. But I just think he just doing what he want to do. So even that duo, I kind of look at it side eye. But look, I gotta just give salute to Kendrick and SZA because what they're doing now is crazy, and I know if they was to release an album together, it'll probably do 500K first week. But
They do
Mm.
500K first day.
first day, right? Because from what I see, from what we all see on the internet, they killing these tour dates because
Yeah.
a lot of these artists when I be seeing their tour clips, I be like, man, they look like they struggling. But what they're doing is like crazy. It's
They added
crazy,
more days. I think they're adding more days to their tour.
man. And they still not arenas or stadiums or something.
Yeah, yeah. Every place so far that they've been to have been sold out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Every location.
an album. If they was to drop an album, of course, but man, because of their, but I'm gonna just say that because of their solo careers, it probably wouldn't even make sense that much because man, like, I mean, SZA catalog and Kendrick's catalog on their own is just crazy. So,
Bro,
but
the songs that they've made together is like enough. Not enough, but
yeah,
it's like at least like half enough for a whole set.
see, that's how, you put all the songs they did together and you can just make it a playlist and that's an album.
Exactly.
But I just think right now the duos. The only thing I would say, and I was gonna say Wayne and Nicki, but you
Nah.
know, we're gonna have that conversation later. Let me be quiet. I'm gonna be quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That I feel like the rap duo stuff can still work. It just really just depends on who it is at this point.
Oh, that's the topic, Ron.
Yeah, because
Okay.
we I didn't know how long, I didn't know when you were gonna get on, so we was gonna save the Carter 6 one for last and the Clips one.
Oh, okay.
So
Rap
Yeah.
duos and rap groups dying out. Oh, did y'all both give y'all inputs to that?
yeah,
Hmm.
I mean you can still give out yours if you have anything to say about it.
I don't think that they're dying out. I just think that some people just got to get over their egos and for the groups to work out because what people forget, and I'm talking about those artists, what they forget is that there's a bigger picture or a bigger like goal that they were trying to do, and a lot of things just get in the way, and that's why it doesn't work out. So it's like, so that's why that's why the Wu Tang is still together because they all love the same things to where like they can still like they don't even have to release music that much,
Mm-hmm.
but they can still like be Wu Tang. You feel me? Because it's like they still release solo projects and solo like fucking movies and games and stuff, and where like not every one of them are a part of it, but there's also going to be like that one song or that one album where they all are a part of it and letting you know, no, we're still together. You know,
Yeah,
it's like that. Outcast is technically still together. They just, the music industry is just the music industry. It's just so it's like when it comes to newer duos or newer what you call it, it's like newer acts. Then like they just don't know how to keep things like within the family. You feel me?
yeah,
That's really how it looks like to me.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. It really just depends on stuff like that, and like I guess if people just still got like chemistry or whatever. I know Wayne and Two Chains, they definitely still have that creativity together. Well, I know Griselda ain't really like a duo, but uh,
It's a group.
are we? Is it? Oh yeah, rap groups. Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. I don't know for some reason why I thought it was just duos, but
Yeah, but they're old, so it's like not old, but they're like they've already had experience in the world. Like they've been like together for like decades. You feel
right,
me? Like they have like actual. They didn't just get together for the sake of music. They literally like were damn near in the trenches together.
right.
So it's like shit like that where it's like if the music shit don't work out, hey, we still got A B C D that we bonded over.
Yeah.
So this is what I have to add. How do y'all feel about Offset and Quavo? Like, you know, if they was to reunite, would that kind of like? I know Takeoff's still gone, but would that still be like a? Where people would go crazy? Like, you think the music would be? like astronomical? Like, what y'all think about that?
Uh, I mean, it would benefit them both, but it's just they that's another thing of the egos like being a thing. I don't even know what the reason is. I don't remember what the reason is for them not being cool with each other. But now that during in the midst of them not being cool with each other, like Takeoff passed, that kind of like made things worse. I don't know if it made things worse for them or if they or if because they still performed together to pay tribute to Takeoff. So it's like if they're comfortable doing that, nothing's out there of if possibility. But like if they do, one can only hope. You know.
Yeah.
But I was asking like more so musically. Like, I wanted y'all opinions musically. Like, besides like their personal issues. I was just saying like musically with that, like, because this how I was bringing up the topic earlier, Trip, and I'm just kind of filling you in what I said. Like,
Mm-hmm.
when I was talking about, I don't see it. If y'all hear thunder, that's because it's thundering on my side.
Yeah.
But
Now
It's
you.
thundering over here too.
Yeah.
oh, okay. But yeah, I was earlier. I brought up Huncho Jack too. How, like, hypothetically, I was like, man, that would benefit maybe Quavo more than Travis Scott because Travis Scott really don't need it. But I was just saying that if Offset and Takeoff, should they reunite on a music level, because Offset's kind of like he's doing good, he's doing his own thing, and then Quavo kind of he doing his own thing musically. Would it really change anything about their careers, or they're just better off in their own
It would be better if they
spaces?
got together. In my opinion, it would be better if they just got back together
I'm a. Li-
musically
I'm a
and
little indifferent
everything.
on that.
Like I'm indifferent, like as a whole, but like because I don't really like their music that much. Not to say they're bad. It's just like I've had my fill of that type of music, but I'm just saying that like it would just be better if they did get back
Yeah.
to both of them.
Hmm. So no Huncho Jack 2 for you?
I guess
I keep telling you that man does not listen to music like that, bro. That that ain't his style. Not saying that like they're bad or anything, but like knowing Trevin like that ain't him, bro. If anything, a collaboration he probably wants to hear something like Rhapsody and like Jay Dilla beats or some shit or fucking or like with Absol and Joey or something like that. Like that's his shit,
yeah, but
bro.
that happened.
Well, like an actual album though.
Oh, like a collaborated album between them. Oh
Yeah,
my god!
yeah.
Don't even. Yeah.
You,
Oh my goodness.
you know what I'm saying? Me, I don't.
So go ahead.
Yeah,
Go
for
ahead.
me, like I don't. I think since I'm just so out of tune with like just whatever rappers got going on right now, like that excitement for like rap album like rap duo albums or like group albums is it's just kind of whatever with me. Like if it happens, it happens. Like I I am kind of interested to see if like Young Thug and Alchemist can actually pull that shit off, just to see,
Hell no.
just to just to see what's the outcome of it, and if it doesn't work, then it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But like, I mean, I don't know. Like, it's possible. Like, but I don't I don't know. I'm just not really too excited for all that stuff anymore. You know what I'm saying?
So I don't want to sound like a hater, but like the Lil Wayne and 2 Chainz deal, like, should they still continue to do albums together, or is it like they should just do singles together?
Singles.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Because I ain't gonna lie, I was nervous to say that because I'm like, man, they're gonna go crazy if I say this, because I'm not saying Kylie Grove 2 was a dope album. It was cool, but I was just asking because sometimes, like, they've been kind of doing duos for probably like over 2 decades. But I was like, would it make sense for them to just do songs every now and then with each other, or for them to just keep doing albums together? Because
But I think that's a street level thing though. Like I think like their respective like camps. I think that's for them. You
yeah.
know.
Uh, yeah. Personally, I feel like they don't need to make another album. Uh, like it's cool for what they did, but the end result of it never really hits per se. Not saying that like either or like did a bad job or whatever, but like well, I'm gonna be honest. Going back to the second one, like the first one was like okay to an extent, but the second one it was just like you only get like a good three or four songs and then just kind of call it a day. So it's like yeah, y'all don't need to make another album. It's cool, but or
They're gonna
unless
do
like
it.
unless y'all get like the right not even the right producers, bro. Like it's I'm gonna just be honest. It's more on Wayne's part. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, it is. That's what I'm saying. I think it's. I think they don't make
Wait.
it. They don't
Yeah,
make it
yeah,
for
yeah,
us. Like
yeah.
I'm saying I don't think they make those albums for like us. I think they make it for like Wayne's people and Two Chainz's people because they are so like intertwined with one another for as long as they have been.
Yeah,
It's like if Paul Wall. It's like if Paul Wall and motherfucking like Bun B made an album together. It's like why would someone from New York have an input in that shit? You know,
right.
it's kind of like that.
Yeah, I mean, it is interesting that you said that because when I do listen to sometimes the Collie Grove too, sometimes Wayne like he raps when he wants to, and then some songs you can tell he just likes to get in the. We'll get into that conversation, but I
Yeah,
could I could say on the most part like Two Chains, he do be bringing he be bringing his side to the table, like
Hold on.
and and but I was just asking because like sometimes it's like some duos can get tiresome, you know, and not the fact that the music not good, it's just that okay, like another one. Because when they drop albums together, I think they're doing over 17 songs, over 16 songs. Because Color Grove 2 was kind of long. And yeah,
it ain't
yeah, it
long if you
was.
skip some.
Yeah, if you do, I think that honestly, because of the the solo projects Two Chains do, I just think sometimes it's like sometimes I'd be more excited for them because Two Chains be dropping some very high quality albums,
Hmm.
Yup.
and we definitely we're gonna create a topic for that one. We definitely got to talk about his discography as a whole, you know, because he does take his time, and I just think I'd be like, man, how was your album better than the one you did with Wayne? Like, but yeah,
Wayne, I ain't gonna say too much because I know that's gonna be a topic we're gonna end up talking about eventually. But Wayne's team fucking that boy up, bro.
Refuse
we
to,
go get
bro.
to it,
They
Shaquille.
No,
they
no, that's
doing
what I'm
that
saying. I
nigga
just
the
said that
way
one thing.
Stan Lee's people do him, bro.
Yeah, I was just saying that one thing. We're gonna talk about it later on. But
We're gonna get to it.
yeah. But if y'all done with this topic, we can move on to the next one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Um, who's running Atlanta currently right now?
That's for y'all. I'm not. I don't even fucking know.
mhm.
That was more than one because like I mean I don't know who it is either because like I said niggas are just going in and out of jail and shit. If you're talking about like mainstream wise, like music wise, whatever, uh, to be honest, I really don't
Let me
know.
go, bro. Let me take this one first.
Yeah, please do.
Uh, man, look, I've been preaching the Gunna gospel for a minute.
Oh my
Gunna
god.
gospel.
But
Gunna
I
Gospel. That's a good one.
but I just think that Gunna's in this space where it's like if he drops another one of the ones, I think he could be the modern day. And I'm not talking about best lyrics. I'm not talking about who's the legend. I'm talking about just modernly. And I was gonna give it to 21 Savage, but 21 Savage is not in a tough space. I just think he's kind of caught in between two opinions. Like I just think that his roots, like his traditional sound, like my favorite album by him is I Am Greater Than I Was. And
Yeah,
after that, he had when he started getting into his R&B bag, I think he started to kind of go after a mainstream sound. And sometimes when some artists do that, it kind of like that core fan base end up kind of being confused because that core fan base is not being fed, but their mainstream audience is. And I look at like that album American Dream. Honestly, I didn't really like. I have not went back to it, but some of those songs did sound like a reach to try to get to mainstream.
Yeah.
Like it didn't sound like his traditional sound. And not saying that artists cannot grow, but at the same time, it's like you know when some artist is trying to reach a different type of audience. And I believe in the saying, don't fix it if it's not broken. Like, and I just think that he's the only one that could probably battle Gunna. Uh, I was so excited when Young Thug came out of jail. I'm like, man, people don't know, and Thug has been just wilding lately. And
Hmm.
but but then I just forgot about Playboy Cardi. But then like sometimes I'd be like, should I even include him in the rap conversation?
Hell nah.
but but at the same time, bro, Gunna, if he drops another like solid body of work, I think he can put him in a and definitely in that top modern day Atlanta spot because I was gonna say Young Thug, but Young Thug was supposed to drop his album last
Is
month.
Two Chains not allowed to be in this conversation?
Bro, Two Chains is, but not. I'm speaking from modernly. I wouldn't put him in that top conversation, honestly, because the reason why
It's
I'm saying
never
is
gonna get it. Yeah.
no, and I'm gonna tell you why. My opinion. I wouldn't argue with you if you said that you did put him in that number one spot. I would put him in that top number one spot because I just think he's more for an older audience, and I don't feel like kids these days are trying to give Two Chains a listen. Not to say it matters what a kid thinks, but the youth does have a big say so when it comes to modern popularity and holding that number one spot currently.
I don't think so.
But I just think that no, I will put Gunna over Two Chains.
I
I
think the youth. I think the youth has. They do have like they matter, but they don't. They're not like the biggest like deciding factor of someone's like relevancy.
I think no. I think with this with this question, bro. I ain't gonna lie to one. I will just say like who's running the Atlanta audience from I guess under 40 an under 40 crowd or under 35 crowd because it's because we don't know who's really running Atlanta
Oh
right
shit! I
now
can't look
as
at
far as
this.
the music scene. So yeah, it's just kind of easier to say for a younger audience because most people going to say on the musical stands they might say Cardi even though I don't know why the fuck would they. They're going to say probably Baby. They're still going to probably say Thug or whatever. Uh, is Lucci from Atlanta?
Yeah.
Shit, they might even throw him up there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look. I'm not too tapped in with Atlanta like that, especially not in these days or whatever. But it's just because every time when somebody brings up Two Chains or whatever, it's just Two Chains. He's a good ass rapper. Oh, Two Chains. He's a good rapper, but he ain't this and that. And it's just okay. So from now on, whenever this topic comes up, let's just do for you. I know for you at least, let's just do the younger audience. For if you're gonna do a tier list or something like that, we're gonna do for the younger audience because me and Trevin, we I get our Atlanta is Outkast, Chains. I mean,
Ludicrous.
Ludacris. Even though Gucci is an older audience, we know where to place him at. You know what I'm saying? Jeezy, Ti. That's our Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? For the newer Atlanta, it's just these guys. None of them really hit a mark. They have good projects, they have good albums, and they work hard. You know what I'm saying? For the most
Yeah.
part, but do they? Do you really feel like you could put them in a spot they really like? Imagine if Atlanta wasn't on the map. You know what I'm saying? I guess Doug would still be in that spot because he did kind of carry the torch for some to for some spots to an extent, But what's Doug doing right now? What really makes him so like can he still hold that crown pretty much? Because it seems like the music that he's been dropping lately, or like the features that he's been doing lately, it just sounds like there's just been a whole bunch of nonsense and just about gun, and it's just like, bro, focus on you. Talk about your experience. Stop worrying about this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like how you said it. Stop worrying about this bitch ass nigga. You know that's the way how he says it. But he's not doing that. So I can't even put Thug in that spot right now because he's still worrying about another grown ass man. You know what I'm saying? Cardi doesn't even sound like a nigga from Atlanta, bro. Like talking wise, yes. You know what I'm saying? Talking wise, he does sound like it. But if you used to see this nigga at first glance and the way how he dressed and everything like that, or even like just even the music, bro. Like even the music, you would not think that this nigga's from Atlanta, bro. I can't put him in that spot either. You know what I'm saying? And I can't say too much because I'm not from Atlanta. So I'm not trying to like come off disrespectful or whatever, but like right now we don't really have an answer to that spot. Nobody's holding that torch right now. I am getting fucked up in this game. But
You ain't taking the necessary shortcuts.
look, bro. Because it's my first time on this map. But
I didn't even start the game up yet. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about.
yeah, but I don't think we have a concrete answer to that right now, Dewan. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's why it's easier for us per se to just say it 2 Chainz or whatever, because 2 Chainz like musically he's doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? He got businesses running all around Atlanta and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? He'll still work with the younger audience if they want to do that and stuff like that. Like I think 2 Chainz is the best bet because like nobody's really asking for like a big boy feature. Nobody's asking for like a ludicrous feature. Nobody's asking for any of the OGs. Everybody's just kind of doing their own thing, and and not really making a mark for themselves. But 2 Chainz is the only one that's still putting his names up there. You know what I'm saying? His albums are doing good. I'll have to agree with Black Sword on this, man. 2 Chainz, he's definitely doing his thing. For a modern audience, I can't give that to nobody right now.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, that's still an opinion. Yeah, y'all may not have a big answer or whatever, but that still counts. If y'all say 2 Chainz, modernly, like currently, y'all put him as y'all number one.
Mm.
As in just not as an Atlanta artist overall, but just in this current rap scene. Yeah, I respect that opinion. I say Gunna, y'all say 2 Chainz, so that's
And I,
that pretty much sums it up.
and I will say this one last thing. I'm not saying that Gunna, Baby, or any of these guys don't. They all have the potential to make the mark. You know what I'm saying? To push that needle. But I think I could tell you for one thing, like Baby's issue right now is just like I ain't gonna say he needs to go harder on his music, but like kind of change things up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Gunna, Gunna, he's probably making the most. I really wish this whole politics with this whole snitching thing it's so fucking stupid. But I say Gunna has the highest potential music wise as well. Um, 21, I don't think he cares too much. I'm gonna be honest because
They all don't.
they all don't, but 21 is just like there was a point in time where like people like thought like I guess it was like around I was that he was gonna start doing like some different shit. But I was watching this video last night and when they was talking about like touring and stuff like that, something going on with Russ or whatever, and they brought up 21 Savage's name, and like the last time he even went on tour was the Her Lost tour with Drake, and it's just like dog, like do you care to really do anything? Like do you like I'm not saying he has to help out the community or do some charity work or whatever, but it's just like what are you really doing right now, bro? Like you just chilling. And I guess that's cool, but it's just like I don't know, man. I don't think I could put him in that spot either. Uh I mean, I guess you got Lotto. Lotto's doing her thing, but That's I mean that's up to y'all if y'all want to put her in that spot too. Um, and then like I said, you got Cardi, which is I already said what I need to say about that boy. So yeah,
Yeah.
but
I
if it
mean, I don't know. It's just like it's kind of hard for me to judge it for like running Atlanta because like one, I don't even live in Atlanta, but it's also the fact that like there's different like uh what's the word, like metrics for it, because if we're just focusing on numbers, there are certain people that are never going to have those type of numbers, but it doesn't mean that they're not, it doesn't mean that they're less of a rapper than like those that people of overseas are big fans of, you know what I'm saying?
right,
Because Two Chainz is never gonna, is not never, Two Chainz is not the type to want to cater to somebody living in the fucking UK or something, or some shit like that. But you see niggas in UK being hyped over like Playboy Cardi releases.
yeah,
So it's like it doesn't mean that Playboy Cardi's running Atlanta because Joe Schmo from fucking UK or even Steven from fucking Canada are looking forward to to the Playboy Cardi releases, because it's like, what does niggas from Atlanta feel about them? You know, same thing with Travis Scott. It's like we're in Houston, but Travis Scott does not really act like he fucks with us that much. You feel me? At least in my opinion.
yeah,
So it's like it's like I'm not gonna say Travis Scott is running Houston, or for that matter, when it comes to rap, I'm not gonna fucking say that. But he's making a lot of sales. So it's like it just depends on like what what are they doing? It just depends on like what like that means, at least for me.
yeah. I say we can come back to this topic a little later because it's like it's really there's really no defined answer at least as far as I know for right now. But we can
Yeah.
definitely speak about it in a future topic or whatever. But y'all ready to move on to the next one?
I mean, he didn't say Playboy Cardi. He
Yep.
said Gunna. Gunna is a good candidate for that.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. I believe so too. It's just we just gotta see how things play out. But
And I'm gonna say this last thing. Oh, and just to add a little emphasis, I just feel like Gunna's maturing as an
Yeah.
artist,
Mm-hmm.
and that's something that I do enjoy. And one point in time, 21 Savage was doing that, but he kind of like it's hard to explain. But I had to say Gunna music definitely matured, and I also think about this: that big YSL case never happened, would Gunna still would have been in the same place? Because now, but the industry tried to blackball him, and a lot of Atlanta artists tried to come against him, and you still see some Atlanta artists like, nah, I ain't turning my back on Gunna. Like you see people like Roddy Rich, Offset, and other artists like Quavo and Ti and all these other artists have turned on Gunna. But I just feel like it pushed him against, like pushed his back against the wall, but to the point where it's like he had to step up his game because he don't really have those other artists to call on for features like he used to, because
Yeah.
so many Atlanta artists have
wait,
called him names.
wait,
And
hold on. Ti turned his back on him too.
oh man, yeah, I mean,
Ain't
yeah,
no
there
way.
was.
This the kettle. What's that term? The pottle.
Pot
The
call, Pot's calling a kettle black.
yeah. That nigga. I ain't about to talk
But
about this on here. But
but
yeah, yeah,
but
Did he do that? Like I don't remember him. Like, how did he turn on him? Like what did he do?
well, basically, when Young Thug got out of jail, he did a video like Ti was like, "Tell that, yeah, tell that." Like yeah, like basically referring to like I just seen out the clip. Actually
Yeah.
referring to the snitching allegations. But I'm gonna say this: Ti is a legend, but I don't think a feature from Ti is really gonna change somebody's career. You
Hold
know,
on now. Whoa, hold on.
I just feel like in today's time, I feel like
Nowadays, yeah, because he's retired, man. The man ain't finna come out with nothing.
no. What I'm saying is, I'm saying is now. I'm just saying in today's time because like he's not musically active, and honestly, a lot of young people probably wouldn't know Ti's music like that to even be like they'll probably feature more from Future or Young Thug. But I'm not disrespecting him. I'm just saying it's like now I just don't think like a Ti feature is gonna like it's just gonna like It depends on the artist. It just depends.
Yeah,
Like if it's a Two Chains or
bro.
a
Not you.
artist
Sorry.
a artist that's on his kind of like maybe that's in his range or whatever. But uh, a 19-year-old that just blew up, I don't think a Ti feature is gonna really like change a person's career per se.
Yeah.
That's what I have to say.
No, you're right. You're right. All right, but let's go on to the next topic. Which artist? Oh, when should artists end their album series? Well, should should we kind of just throw that into the one of the future topics? Because I mean that.
Wait, hold on. I will say this before folks bring up the card, before y'all probably bring up Carter Six.
Uh,
I do, I do want to say this, like before, like when we having this conversation, because I'm gonna let y'all take the lead first, let the elders go first.
all right,
but,
What
all
happened?
right, all
but,
right.
but, for example, I'm gonna just start some stuff. Like if Jay Z, how many blueprints Jay Z dropped? How
Three.
many? So if he was to announce a blueprint for it, I'm pretty. And I'm not into Jay Z like that, but I know that's an like a iconic album series. I'm pretty sure people would probably like, people would be excited. The same way if a Watch the Throne 2 was announced. So I just want to set the tone like before like y'all might bring up Carter 6 because I really want us to save Carter 6. But or if Kanye was to announce my, my beautiful dark twisted fantasy 2,
Mm,
people would probably lose their minds. Now, y'all
No, it
are
wasn't.
look, a lot of these young kids probably would. Yep. Well, a lot of these young
they ain't real fans.
They not real
look,
fans,
Yeah,
bro.
look,
they ain't know.
but the conversation is this. If we can kind of save the Carter 6 conversation, how would y'all feel about that? If it was a Jay Z or Kanye or any iconic artist, it could be if Ti was to say, "Hey, I'm about to drop Paper Trails too," like so. and I'm not saying Ti don't have it like that. I'm not saying he can't rap, but
Yeah.
a Paper Trails too. That is a big. That's a lot. It's just some things. It's just I don't know. So I want y'all to take the lead on this.
Um.
Uh,
Oh, go ahead, Joe.
I ain't gonna lie. Like these sequel type albums, they don't really do it that much for me. If it, like in the vein of those
Oh, you
sequels,
bitch.
in my opinion, I think that like Jay Z can't. He only he Jay Z only has like two albums to me that aren't really that good. Um, so it's like his track record at least makes me more hype for him to say to at least would make me more hype for something like that. But if Kanye says, "Oh, I'm making my beautiful dark twisted fantasy too," I'd be like, "Nigga, why is that one specifically getting a sequel? Number one, number two." You know damn well that the niggas that worked on that album are not gonna come help him this time around,
Not at
so
all.
you know it's not gonna sound as good. So it's like, and number three, the shit that he raps about nowadays does not hit home for us. We don't give a fuck. Like I personally don't give a fuck anymore about the shit that Kanye talks about because it's just him, just talking about like what he like prioritizes. He talks about like his mental state, the stuff like the shit that he likes and all that stuff. Before he wasn't doing that shit, which was when black people were fucking with him a lot. He was rapping about like shit that everybody goes through. You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's like when he stopped doing that and he starts putting politics and shit into his stuff where he doesn't know what he's talking about, it kind of makes me not like hype for that. Or it's like, but Ti, he at least like he's at least consistent with his stuff, with his album. I don't know. I may need to go through his discography again to see which album that I don't like that he made because I know there's like at least one. But everyone that I'm thinking of right now, I like those albums. So it's like it just depends on the artist. You feel me?
Yeah.
Watch Throne 2 already happened because that Jay Electronica album. That's how everybody's treating it. So Watch the Throne 3, if that happens, who's gonna be the other artist? Because that ain't gonna be fucking Kanye.
Okay, hold on, Shaq. Before you chime in, because I'm trying to get the conversation to be a little bit more challenging. Just we're gonna take Kanye out the conversation because I know there's a lot of things like y'all can say about Kanye, right? But even
Mm-hmm.
if it's like this, right? If it's a situation like this, when I like brought up this topic because I wanted to be, I didn't be more details I didn't be as detailed when I typed the topic, so I'm gonna add the details now. Like for example, basically the conversation is like this, right? Once your artist end their album series, saying it's like if Ti was to announce right now, hey, I'm dropping a Paper Trails 2, or Jay-Z was to announce, hey, I'm dropping a Blueprint 4. What I'm saying is this: yes, that they could do it, but do you think they have the potential to even be able to add another album to whatever series they make? Because it's like this: if an artist have an album series, and let's say it's two of them, two albums of the series, and it's like, man, straight classics. Like, but 20 years later, 10 years later, they want to add another sequel. Like for example, Jeezy drops Thug Motivation, right? I think his
Mm-hmm.
last one was Motivation 4. People look at the first one as a classic. When the fourth one dropped, from what I heard, and from going back to the first one, I'm like, I don't know. Like, I didn't really like part four like that, but I didn't feel like Thug Motivation 4 was a bad album. I just don't think it should have been a Thug Motivation. So what I'm saying is this: if Ti, Jay Z, or Jeezy, should they keep on adding albums to whatever the series that they have? And I'm just naming those artists on the top because they're at the top of my head.
Uh, Not really. They because they didn't do it before. Like if they did, it would be cool. But they're not really the type to do that. At least in my opinion.
Okay, but that's not the question. It's not about if they would do it or not. I'm just saying it's like this. If it's like this, right? When should artists stop? Because at the same time, if Jay Z drops a Blueprint 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which, okay, he had his Blueprint era. He did that. If he was to announce, hey, next month, i- if he was to announce, hey, I'm dropping a Blueprint 4, y'all. I'm just saying is this: what should he just name his album something
It would be
different?
better if he did that. But if he does make it,
Okay.
but if he does make it four, like niggas will still be hyped because the other three were okay. But I think that yeah, usually these fucking series should stop at three.
Okay, that's the question. Okay, that makes sense because I don't know. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I don't know. For example, like Kid Cudi drops. I don't know if y'all Kid Cudi fans, but he
Hell
dropped.
no.
But like he dropped Man of the Moon 3, and Man of the Moon is like his big, you know, like it's like basically a big series that he has, right? And Jeezy drops Thug Motivation. I know Rick Ross still makes what's those albums called? I forgot. I don't know. I think
Yeah.
it's like if he was to do Port of Miami 3.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. If he was to do, hey y'all, like, would it be better? It's like, bro, just call it something new. Like, stop adding on to this classic classic series that you have. So, like in my opinion, Paper Trails 2, no. Leave Paper Trails where it's at. That is a classic
Yeah.
album. We don't need a part two.
I
So
think I think Nas did it the best, to
okay.
be honest, because for him to drop a trilogy, two trilogies in the span of 2 years, and they all be like, and they both be consistently good. No one's doing that, you know. So it's like no one's trilogy. Let me think. I don't think anybody's trilogy is as good as that. Is as good as those. So it's like that now I got to compare it to the Magic series and King's Disease series. Whenever somebody has a fucking 3 album series, because I would say Carter, but now now it goes past fucking three. So it's like I can't really use that anymore. So it's like I don't think that anybody's ever gonna like do it that good anymore.
Yeah, I'm glad that a lot of these younger artists are not doing that. Cause I look at Travis Scott, like He could have named Utopia Astroworld too. People still would have been, like hype for it. But he's decided, you know what, man, we're just gonna do something new. But you see a lot of these old guys, um, they're still trying to do it because I guess try to recreate. It's more so. It's not even about the music. It's more so about the attention. and, I,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna say this, and I'm trying not to be mean, but I don't think it's more so like because if Ti was to announce a Paper Trails 2, I don't think he's trying to actually recreate that sound. I just think it's because it would maybe would draw more eyes to the album because people know that the first one, like Jeezy, I don't feel like he should keep adding Thug Motivation. Like Thug Motivation is a good. I don't know if it's an album or mixtape, but it's a good series that he has as a trap artist, right? Like
Hmm.
for example, like, would y'all still want a Dirty Sprite 3 by Future,
Hell
or you
no.
think he should? Okay, he should stop.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So no Dirty Sprites. Like for example, like when like no Monster 2 or
Nope.
no. Okay, so Future should not have no more sequels.
Nope.
No more at all.
At all.
Okay.
I mean, like Dirty Sprite 2 wasn't really the first time he did like the sequel thing because he did it with Beast Mode, he did it with Super Slimy, and it was just
Hmm.
like
Super Slimy was a one. Was a one.
I could have swore it had a second version.
No, it was. There was never a second one. Trust me. You know I would know.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't think we need it, bro. I'm gonna be honest. Like
Beast Mode 2 didn't hit, huh?
to be honest, I can't remember a single song off that album, so I mean that should tell you something. But granted, I'm not the biggest Future fan either, so like I could be wrong, but like even for like artists that you don't really listen to like that, you will hear about an album that they did and people keep talking about. Like people will hear about Dirty Sprite 2. People will hear about Monster. People will hear about Beast Mode. Them sequels, whenever he does like a sequel or something like that, we don't be hearing about it. You know what I'm saying? Nobody goes back to Beast Mode 2 or anything around that status. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, look, my whole input on this or whatever, I honestly I feel like we're in the era where we don't really need to be doing sequels like that because they're never going to just we're in a different era now, bro. Like they're just never going to just really hit like that, unless they're like nah, I'm not even gonna say it because like even if a Big Crit or Denzel Curry does it, it's just like it's still gonna be a good album, but like we don't need to do the sequel thing. We just don't. It's just
Big
fair.
Crit has sequels. They're just named differently.
He,
Cause I think he has. Doesn't he have? Because the Forever series. Isn't it
yeah,
like three? Isn't
yeah.
it like technically like 5 albums or some shit like that?
I mean, yeah. I guess it's like if it was like numbered, then it would be kind of different because like okay, if you'd be like okay, so kind of like I'm not trying to make this comparison, but like you remember when Big Sean was doing like the Finally Famous thing or whatever, and like
Or the Detroit series.
yeah, the Detroit series. Like I know when Finally Famous, he had like a mixtape trilogy at first,
Hmm.
and then I think after three, that's when he had got signed or whatever, or at least around that time. Uh, he dropped Finally Famous the album, and then after that was um, Hall of Fame or whatever, which is still kind of under Finally Famous. And then Dark Sky Paradise was a new name, but he was still saying like Finally Famous on that shit, which I don't know
Yeah.
why, but but yeah. So it's kind of like what Big Crew is doing with the Forever stuff, but I guess it's more the sense of like what's like a big crib project that like everybody loves, like
A
unanimously.
Big Crit project that everybody loves.
Yeah, or
Uh,
would you consider like his best one, sort of say, or like what the fans
for,
would consider his best
I
one?
mean, Forever's a mighty long time.
So like I guess like if there was a here like a forever is a mighty long time too, it might hit like a little bit different because we all know like they're all within the same universe, But
I mean, Forever is a mighty long time. It's like the fifth one in the series, isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no, I get like in a canon sense, like yeah, I guess like I was just talking about more like the title thing,
Yeah.
like if you
Yeah, it would just be called like Forever. It would probably just be called like something with Forever in it.
right,
So
yeah,
it's like it would be that, and based on the track record of the other Forever series, he knows that if it's gonna have that title, he has to come hard.
yeah,
Pause.
yeah, no, for sure.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Like
All
it's
right,
like
Oh,
it's like I like that's, but he's like different than like the other artists because he's like a producer as well.
yeah,
So like
oh.
he knows like how he wants his shit to sound, and he will make it sound that way.
Well, because Wiz Khalifa, can y'all hear me? Y'all can hear me, right?
yeah,
Yep,
yeah,
Wiz,
yeah.
you.
Wiz Khalifa been doing this lately, right? He dropped Rolling
Mm-hmm.
Papers 2, which I listened to the first one. And I'm like, the first one, I don't want to say a classic, but I want to say the first one was a really good project. Um, for that time. And then he dropped Rolling Papers 2 a couple years ago, and I'm like, a couple years later, and I'm like, man, like this, man, I just don't know why is he doing this. And then he dropped Cushion OJ 2, and these are all critically acclaimed projects. Um, Rolling Papers 2 is, definitely y'all know about that album, and y'all know about Cushion OJ 1. Y'all maybe was not big listeners, but just by the title. But like for example, to kind of like hit it home a little bit, like how would y'all feel about if Big Sean announced a Detroit 3?
Look, the less I speak, the more positive his image is
Wait, hold on. Just
within this.
give your opinion. Could Big Sean
Let
should he
let
end
let me speak because I'm more of the Big
Okay.
Sean listener. Let me do it because this nigga Trevin, he an ass, bro. Um, it will be cool. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he done enough with Detroit too, because like I said, that song where he had like all the Detroit artists and like when he did like the skits and everything with Stevie Wonder and Erica Badu, like I feel like he hit the mark with that. So a three, even though a three would be nice, like it's not needed. Like I guess like once he hits like OG status, like he's like by the time he's like 45, whatever, I guess that'd be cool too. And, we'll definitely have like we'll have like we'll have the OG Detroit artists. We'll have we'll have his generation Detroit, and then we'll have like the newer generation. So I guess it'll be cool to an extent, but as of right now, it's just not needed. You know what I'm saying? He needs to, if anything, he needs to just focus on doing whatever he feel like he needs to do. You know what I'm saying? In my
Okay.
opinion.
Okay, you know what? And as y'all was speaking, I was just thinking like there's some albums that just don't need sequels. Like for example, since me and Trevor are big Two Chains fans, Jack, I think you are too. Um, for example, one of my favorite albums by Two Chains is Pretty Girls Like Trap Music. And
Hmm.
if Two Chains announced he was doing a part two, I probably wouldn't be happy because not to say it would not be a good project, but I just feel like just leave it alone. Like some albums don't really need sequels. Like just the album was really good. Just leave it alone. Like I remember when Wayne did a No Ceilings 3. I was like, "Ah, come on, man. The No Ceilings one was such a classic. Like,
Yeah.
like, but Sorry for the Wait, I gave him a pass because Sorry for the Wait 2 wasn't that bad. So I gave him a pass on that. But then I remember when he did some other when he did Dedication 6, I kind of was like, okay, all right, but that just kind of like I don't know about if he should constantly add to certain series. I just feel like certain artists should not add to certain series, and I know that might sound bad, but Pretty Girls Like Trap Music, like good album, top to bottom. If he was to announce the part two, I was just like, nah. If he wanted like these artists are doing now, because Pretty Girls Like Trap Music will make 10 years actually next year. So if you want to add like some extended version, maybe some unreleased songs or something, like okay, but trying to make a sequel, like some albums need to be left alone. But it's like some of these OGs in the rap game, they're like, nah, let me give y'all this part three, part four, part five. But yeah, yeah, that's what I gotta say.
Yeah. All right.
Exactly.
Go
Blueprint
ahead.
4 on the way.
Never.
We're gonna move on to the next topic. All right. We're gonna save the Carter 6 one for last. Let's talk about this Clips album. How? First of all, how is
Yellow diamonds look like pee pee.
okay, bro? Look, bro. Regardless of that bar, it's a dope ass song, bro. And
Yeah, it's pretty good.
yeah, and the production was crazy. No Malice, bro. Like nigga came in.
He went back to Malice.
Is Malice now?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. Oh yeah. He's. I guess he's on his
He
shit.
finna start cussing.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, either way, even when he was like no Malice, like that, it was still fire too. You know what I'm saying? But I'm definitely hyped for the album. The way like because I went back and listened to it's called Almost Dry, right?
It's almost dry. Oh,
The
the Pusha T album?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went back and listened to it, and I'm just like, bro, like this is like, I know when I heard it the first time, it was just like, bro, like I guess I said it was good, but I guess I like it just didn't really click in with me like that. So I went back and
Mm-hmm.
listened to it like mainly yeah like last week or whatever, and I'm just like, bro, like this album's like too fucking fire, like like and granted, it is just Pusha T. We don't know how it is gonna be with him, like with him and Clips.
Mm-hmm.
With Clips involved or whatever. But I can only
Right.
imagine with the way how Pharrell's production is lately, and the way how they're kind of like going about this stuff. Like this album's gonna really, oh my god, this album's gonna really like hit some numbers. Well, not numbers per se. Well, it might. Ain't no telling. But it's definitely gonna be like an S tier sounding type of album, at least in my opinion. And you know, I ain't never really. It's been a while since I like kind of really been hyped on albums like that. Like I think ever since, ever since the failure launch of Yandi 2018, the failure launch of Yandi ruined that shit for me to the point where like I don't really care whenever an album drops anymore. It's like this is kind of like it's kind of bringing back that sauce, you know what I'm saying? Because like I'm definitely like I'm loving what I'm hearing, and you know I never really spoke too much about Pharrell. He was just like a producer that just like I have respect for since he's been in the game for so long, but but him making them type of beats for him just like when Pharrell's making
Bro,
some.
that nigga be making the fucking beats, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm like, when was this nigga make? Like, granted, like I always knew he had like a distinct sound, because like I'm not trying to be funny, but like it did sound like some type of like video game esque type of beats, but like with some crazy like 808s and some other shit. Like I don't know how to really like I don't know what term to really give Pharrell's like type of sounds, whatever. But I can see why Jay Z, Timbaland, and whoever else always just kind of gave him like the highest respects. You know what I'm saying? Even Kanye. You know. So it's like I have I have no doubt like this album's about to be some crazy shit.
er,
Especially now that we're also kind of finding out that Kendrick's going to be on there, and like
er,
I can only imagine how this shit's about to play how about to play out. So yeah.
uh, I give could give my, you know me, I'm kind of not like, but I'm still hyped after Daytona. Like I'm gonna tell you, bro, Daytona is still one of my top tier lyrical rap albums.
Mm,
Um, I just think maybe it was the time when my Life album came out, but I'm still hyped. Like Daytona had, it's been years since the album dropped, and I go back and listen to the album, and I'm like, man. And I know like I got to get a last one a listen because I know
right.
that one probably better than Daytona, but Daytona is still like, man, the album's still like that's a good album.
Yeah.
So, but so far this Pusha T, like I used to before Carter 6 dropped. That's why, man, I've been sitting on the edge of my seat, man. I can't wait till we have this conversation. But before Carter Six dropped, I was real excited about maybe a Wayne and Push collaboration happening. Like, man, what if Wayne,
Yeah.
what if Wayne was on the the Clipse album, and but it's like now my opinion probably have changed. But I will say, I will be if I see a Two Chains feature, I will be kind of excited. Like I would love to hear a Two Chains feature, but I don't know if that will happen. Due to Two Chains relationship with Wayne, I don't know if that will happen, but we'll see.
Wayne doesn't care. Wayne doesn't care.
Right?
at all.
Because I mean, because like Chains and Pusha, like they kind of have chemistry too because of they were, well, Two Chain wasn't
Bro,
on Gun
Chain
Music, but
Chain got chemistry with fucking everybody.
yeah. Wayne, he doesn't move like a certain other Atlanta artist we know. Like he's not gonna care if you like if you work with him or not, bro. They're grown ass men. You know what I'm saying? They got grown men mentality. Like Wayne does not give a shit. Um, I think if the opportunity presents himself, Two Chains would like one Two Chains. He and Pharrell, they're cool as shit. Like they're cool. Pusha and Chains, they made music. They made music together before, so like they can definitely make it happen. It's just as long as that opportunity just kind of presents itself.
Yeah.
You
Or
know.
maybe Wale. Wale was on the album. What if, man?
Uh,
Cause look, Wale got bars, man. It's just that like it's a lot because even there was some conversation with Wale that happened about 2 days ago. Like, man, Wale is really he really got bars, but like you say, he, that's another topic for another day. Well, we already discussed that months ago, but
he
man,
Well, I can rap.
yeah, he can.
Wale can rap. He just needs to kind of just get out his feelings every once in a while.
What
That
is-
that's just what it is.
Nah, he be getting disrespected.
He okay. Little side note before we, because I'm pretty sure we're ready to just talk about this Carter Six shit. Little side note, I get it from both perspectives. That like, cause like, look, Kai Cenat, like, I ain't got nothing against the guy or whatever, but the way how he is and like the energy that he kind of gives off, especially when it comes to like artists and hip hop in general, I can't take this nigga seriously when it comes to like a music conversation because like granted, I don't know the guy, you know what I'm saying? I am understanding the fact that he's young, but I got a brother who's around the same age, you know what I'm saying? We knows like even you the one like at least you would try and venture out and give like certain artists a chance.
Okay,
Wale,
but you can't expect him to do that. He's
no,
23.
no,
Dog.
no, 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 no. Hold on. Let me finish, Black
Let's be
Toad.
him.
Let me
Nigga, I ain't
finish.
talking like 5 seconds. Keep going.
God damn, son. Like, but granted, Wale, he hasn't really been on the radio. Nobody really been talking about like his singles or anything like that. So I'm guessing whoever's around like what's his group Amp or whatever the
AMP.
fuck AMP or whatever. Like I best believe none of them niggas are listening to Wale like that. I can't see it. And it's nothing that Wale could have done to fix that situation. You know what I'm saying? Because Wale, his music is also for a certain type of crowd. You know what I'm saying? I don't see like yeah when we was in like in high school or whatever we'll listen to Wale because like that he catered to us back. Well, I ain't gonna say he catered to us, but we had a different type of ear for that type of stuff. These kids of this generation, like well, the early 20-year-olds, late teenagers, whatever, they ain't listen to Wale like that. You know what I'm saying? Because granted, I don't think Wale really has songs that can really cater to to that audience. And if he does, like it didn't really hit that mark like that, you know. So Kai, it's like I would have. The only thing I could just say is just like, hey, if you did listen to like I guess like Rick Ross back then, like during like the early MMG days, then like yeah, you should know about Wale or at least Lotus Flower Bomb because I at least know that song has to at least pop up on the radio or something every once in a while. Give and take that if he does listen to the radio or just something, you know what I'm saying? Or if you were like a Cole fan, you know that he and Cole they had like not an issue, but they had like a little fun beef back then. You know what I'm saying? They're like, there's certain artists that you should at least know about, you know. But
Yeah. Go
but
ahead.
if he doesn't, don't fault him on that. Like it's just a hey, it is what it is. I mean, it was kind of funny he called that nigga Wally. You know what I'm saying? But like I I don't know. If I was Wally, I wouldn't have pressed him about it, or like I would have just like kind of like I don't know, DM'd him or whatever, and just be
Oh,
like,
hold on. These niggas played on the same team at a celebrity football event.
who?
Kai Cenat and Wale.
Oh, oh,
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna
yeah,
chime in
yeah,
real
yeah,
quickly.
yeah, yeah.
I agree with Shaquille. Like I don't think it was more. I think he when he made it when he approached him about it, I just think he should have just kept on moving. Like okay, even if Kai Snap was being funny, because we know Kai Snap can be a troll. Like like
Yeah.
he can't. But I will say this: the music every now and then, like every month or two, I do check into Wale's music, and the audience he's catering to is women. Like and I'm just
Who?
saying, a lot of the music that he makes now today is more so catered to women. Like it's really almost R&B pretty much, but cause he's singing a lot too. But I just think maybe more of a woman, like maybe more of a younger woman would know. But like for example, I don't know the last Wale album, and that's not me being disrespectful because I respect Wale. But because of the type of music he makes now, and a couple months ago, Shaq did say something like, "If y'all remember, y'all remember," you know. But
Mm-hmm.
he makes a lot of music more so catered to women. He's like, I look, bro. I consider Wale as an R&B artist who happens to know how to rap. That's
Bro,
yeah.
What's
What's
it's
up?
not even about that. Like, he's at one thing is that what I will say is that like he doesn't have to know everybody. Like sometimes he probably just forgot who Wale was at the moment on some shit. It's gonna like be addressed when he goes back to his house or some shit. Niggas at the BET Awards just trying to get the fuck on. You know?
yeah,
In my opinion, is that like even though like it was wild that when he saw Wale's name in the fucking chat and said Wally, like that was wild, but it's not his responsibility to just know everybody, regardless of how big they are, who they or not. Not
yeah,
everybody knows who Tyler Perry is. You know what I'm saying? There are a lot of people that do, but I've met plenty black people who do not know who Tyler Perry is. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like even though just because he doesn't, it doesn't mean that Wale's not a big artist or nothing like that. His driver told him that the nigga's a rapper, and the motherfucker's just like, oh word, yeah, that's cool. It's like nigga, no, you should have fucking known that shit. But it's like since he did it, people are saying that oh he's Haitian, and they're like just making up excuses. It's just like regardless, like at the moment he just didn't know him, and that's really all it was.
yeah,
It's nothing. It's not a deep thing. It's nothing that's like, oh, Wale's not that he didn't deserve to be known like that. It's just at the time Kai just had his brain on other shit. You know what I'm saying? The nigga was just on stage at the BET Awards. Nigga just met Kendrick twice. You feel me?
yeah.
And
Like,
got invited to some inner circle shit that he had to decline because it was looking fucking iffy. If y'all saw that shit.
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, but honestly, and I'm gonna add to this, and I don't think it was more so personally towards Kai Cenat because Wale have said in the past he does feel, like sometimes like I don't want to say underrated, but he have made comments in the past saying like I don't he don't get why people don't really like people trying to like I don't know, like not paying him much attention or why is he underrated or something like that. There are interviews where he said that in the past, like sometimes he feel like he's nobody favorite or something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was personally towards Castanet. And then it there could be a chance that it could have been other people that probably, you know, was not approaching him as much, a lot of other young people, because I would not I would not be surprised if my 16-year-old cousin probably don't know who Wale is. I'm just saying because the type of music that these kids are listening to these days is just so far from that era.
Yeah.
And even at my age, like I found out about Wale like like kind of like later, like but
Bro,
because
nobody from that era is gonna be known from this era. Like
uh,
damn near nobody,
nah,
bro. Nobody's talking about
nah.
Waka Flocka, bro.
Wait,
No
hold
one's
on. I
no
think
one's
he's.
talking about Roscoe Dash, bro. No one's talking about motherfucking like. There's like a whole list of people where it's like if you don't know who they are, they'd be like, "Wow, you don't know who that is." It's like that's just a generational thing. If they're not being put out as much as they should be because of their bullshit ass management, then that's what happens. MMG was not managing Wale well or any of their artists. Damn near niggas like a lot of niggas don't even know who Meek Mill is unless it had to do with that fucking beef.
Or
A lot of niggas that
memes.
I know or the memes. Like it's just rappers from that era are not getting the are that era has passed. So it's like that's like with Wale, he got his flowers when he was relevant or when he was like putting out hits because he can make hits, but it's just that now he's not being managed in the way that he's the hit maker. So it's like niggas like Kai Cenat, who is 23 by the way, meaning that when Lotus Flower Bomb came out, he wasn't even like old enough to drive a fucking car yet. Like he's not gonna know who Wale is.
I think it's the music. I'm sorry, bro.
It's not the okay.
No,
It's
no.
not the music, man. When
In
I
my
was 10,
opinion,
bro, when I was 10 in like '05, like who was the biggest artist in '05?
Wayne or Ti.
Exactly. Like, come on. Like, well, why are we not saying it? What we should know by now.
No. Look, no. Look, I get what you're saying. I'm talking like I'm talking like cause I personally don't think just going based off of like the type of person that Kai Cenat is, I don't think he'll go out his way to really know or to like really listen to Wale like that. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's an age thing. I'm just saying
He doesn't listen. Yeah, he doesn't listen to that type of music. He listens to Playboy Cardi
yeah,
and Uzi.
not even Cardi either. Apparently, like I ain't gonna say apparently, but he wasn't really a fan of Cardi like that. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just more of a
But he was willing to press play on the album.
yeah. Because I mean, well, one because I'm pretty sure it's like a bandwagon thing too, but it's like he just doesn't give
Yeah.
off like he'll really like give Wale like a listen like that. You know what I'm saying? And probably just not into just he probably heard like a Wale
Yeah, and
song
that's what
once.
I'm saying. That's the and that's
Yeah, go ahead.
it's
Go
kind
ahead.
of there's kind of like a delay between us.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh,
No, you go because like it's a really big delay. So
okay.
you could just go.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm gonna just hurry this up. All I'm gonna just say is like I think on a personal level, like, yeah, he wasn't trying like Kai wasn't trying to be in like he wasn't trying to be intentional about it. I just think that like the people that he's around and probably him growing up, he probably just didn't have an interest listening to Wale like that. He probably did hear a song, or he probably did hear a feature at one point in his life, but I don't think he'll. I don't think like Wale is just really like the type of the. It's not like a person he'll go to, and it's fine. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to sit here and act like, like when
Yeah.
Ludacris is out, like I knew Ludacris as no, I knew Ludacris as an artist first, and I always thought he was like a fun and chill dude, and I always even though yeah I'll make my little jokes every now and then, I respect Ludacris as a rapper and an artist whatever, but knowing me back then as a kid, like he wasn't in my top 5 to just go and listen to like that. My top 5 was always either Kanye, Rick Ross, Wayne, Jay Z, um, T Pain, like artists like that. You know what I'm saying? And I know that Ludacris was a top tier artist. I knew that
Yeah.
he was. I knew he was a chill dude, but not like from the features that I did listen to him and stuff like that. I knew he wasn't like an artist that like I was gonna really just pay attention to like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to say. Oh yeah, that
Bro,
delays.
Ludacris, like, is yeah, Ludacris is a good example because like there are niggas who know him from like the singles like Get Back, but like not a single person that I knew was able to recite Southern Hospitality.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It's like, or and then even more people that I know, they see Ludacris and he's the Fast and Furious guy.
yeah,
You
yeah,
feel me? So now it's like nowadays he's not even known for being a rapper. So it's like if you ask Kai Cenat about Ludacris, the motherfucker's not finna he's not finna recite. I don't think he's gonna be able to recite Ludacris lyrics, in my
yeah,
opinion. You feel me? And there's like, oh, you're black, you're supposed to no. It's like it's a generational thing too. Like me, I'm not reciting Run DMC lyrics or fucking Big Daddy Kane lyrics. I'm not gonna do it.
yeah,
I can from like one or two songs, but like unless I do my research and you're putting that responsibility on every black person, they're not gonna fucking do it. I know Kai Cenat's not gonna go back and listen to Wale songs just to say he knows Wale. I know he's not gonna do it
right.
because Wale's time has passed to be a mainstream artist, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
That's just how the music industry is.
yeah. But
I just yeah, this we wouldn't even be talking about this if like Wale maybe never said anything, but I think that's the bigger picture. Why would he feel like he had to say something?
he
About when he ran up to Kai.
Yeah, like what if he just would have never said anything? I don't think he would have been it
Um,
it wouldn't have been talked about how it is right now if Wale would have never said anything.
no, that's true. Yeah, I mean, he really didn't have to do that like while he was sitting next to Snoop. I was just like, okay, like
They kept walking. Like he
yeah,
yeah, but that's the reason like why we and other people are even talking about it because it wasn't really nothing to be offended about. But well, I don't know. Maybe he has his own reason that I probably don't understand. But yeah.
no, it's an ego thing. I think Shaq said it right. It was he's in his feelings a lot because he's not really accepting the fact that like he has to that is best for him to readjust the way he handles his business since he's not at the forefront of mainstream rap like he used to be back
yeah,
when Lotus Flower Bomb dropped. You don't see Miguel getting pissed that he's not being sought after for R&B collaborations because nowadays it's Six Flag and motherfucking I think it's just Six Flag. Oh, Six Flag and Bryson Tiller. That's like the forefront of male R&B. You don't see Miguel getting mad at that he's not that
yeah,
or Neo.
yeah, bro. Them. Well, I feel like we talk about this. We can always come back to this later because it is an interesting topic. Well, let's go ahead and move on to the biggest one. Have y'all ready?
Yeah.
Carter 6.
All right. The one definitely said that he want the OGs. I mean, I ain't old, but he want us to go ahead and start off first. Um,
Man,
before
that
we,
shit was motherfucking
wait,
ass,
wait,
bro. It was
wait,
ass.
wait. Before we even start, I just want y'all. I just want y'all to know that. Nah, fuck it. I'm gonna go ahead and just start off first. I told y'all niggas. I told y'all niggas. I told y'all niggas.
Nobody denied it. Nobody denied it. Nobody denied it.
I told y'all niggas. I told
Nobody
y'all
denied it.
niggas. I
No one denied it.
told you. I'm never. I didn't say. I didn't say y'all denied it. I never said y'all denied it. But I told y'all niggas keep y'all expectations low. It says, oh, it's Wayne. You know, Wayne did this. Wayne did that. Wayne is not. I ain't gonna say he's not that nigga no more, bro. But Wayne is once again, as I said it, having motherfucking fun with his music. He does not give a shit about, oh, making this accolade or proving, trying to prove a point. Wayne is done with that shit now, bro. Wayne is having fun. Where do I rate Carter 6? I give that shit uh
It was garbage, bro.
I give that shit a 3.8 out of 5.
Why are you using decimals?
Because I don't hate the album. I personally don't hate the album. I don't dislike the album. There are some
A
songs.
3.8 out of 5.
Look,
That's a pretty.
I
That's damn near a 4.
look. There's a reason why I'm not going. There's a reason why I'm not going to give it a 4. All right. Look, I wasn't expecting this album to be no Carter 2, no Carter 3, not even a Carter 4. But I did, however, feel like it's better than Carter 5. And the reason why I'm saying that, because I can't go back and listen to Carter 5. Carter 5 is just too cringe for me. It is. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's just too cringe for me. But this album particularly, I understand why people feel some type of way about it. I understand people feel like damn, bro, like this nigga ain't got the sauce like that no more. I get it. But at the same time, for those who've been listening to Wayne for a long ass time now, especially after his little how the fuck I missed that going? Especially after his little transition in 2012, 13, like using melodic flows more like rapidly and shit. We knew we knew this was gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Wayne, and I talked about it in the Discord not too long ago. I'm like, Wayne has not really evolved his sound since I'm Not a Human Being 2. And it was starting to show the cracks, like when he dropped Rebirth or any of those rock projects and shit. Like, we knew he was heading towards his route. Because I think once Wayne makes up his mind, like that's it. Like, this is what he's going to stick to. And that's cool and all. I mean, if his fans want to stick around for some of that shit, then by all means, do what you want to do. But like I said, I already knew like this shit was going to, like, if he had dropped this like right after Sorry for the Wait 2, I would have think that like that was an album that came out back then. You know what I'm saying? Because like I don't know what people was really expecting. I don't know what people was really expecting out of this. Like, did y'all thought y'all was gonna get feature Wayne? Y'all thought y'all was gonna get Benny the Butcher Wayne or I ain't gonna say 2 Chainz Wayne or Corday Wayne? Y'all thought y'all was gonna get that? No.
I see what you're doing.
I mean, you see what I'm doing, but some of these other niggas didn't. You know what I'm saying?
I see what you're doing. No, keep.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna let y'all speak. But I just like look. So I'm gonna just kind of go through some of these songs, all right? Before we really kind of make our point right here. For those who's watching the game, I'm sorry, but like I have to do this. Forgive me. But you know, if y'all catch the reference. So first thing, let's start off with the first song, King Carter, and y'all free to hop in if y'all want to. King Carter, nice little intro. It's whatever. Welcome to the Carter. Cool. It was definitely a cool song. He promoted he was performing on the BET Awards and whatever. That was pretty cool. Then we get to the next song, Bells. I like the song. He definitely had like that 80s rap flow going on, the this and that, bells or some shit like that, however the fuck he was doing or whatever. So I kind of get it. It was pretty cool. I definitely like hip hop. Like, that's probably like one of my favorites. Not like a top 3 or anything, but I definitely like the way how it came through. I like the Big X the Plug feature. Like, they definitely doing their thing. I fuck with Sharks. You know, I wasn't really like a big Jelly Roll listener, but like he did his thing on there. Big Sean.
Oh my god.
Big Sean's oh my god. What are you calling on God for? What's God gonna do for you? Anywho,
He's done everything for me.
well, yeah, obviously. Big Sean definitely had a top tier verse. He definitely doing his thing. Band from New Orleans. I'm guessing that was like the peripheral for it. Pretty good. I fuck with
Mm-hmm.
Cotton Candy. I fuck with Flex Up, Island Holiday, Loki's theme. If I play the guitar, now Peanuts to an Elephant. All right, the Peanut song, the Elephant song.
The
I
elephant in the room.
yeah, I the only reason why I like the song was only because it was this one is memeable.
You said
But
you like it. Hold on, I'll be right back. No, no, you keep going. Because
okay,
the
okay.
kids are moving around, and I'm gonna go.
Okay,
Be
okay.
right back.
The only reason why I like the song because one, it's memeable, and then two, if Wayne if he because I've been on Twitter and Instagram shit. A lot of producers replace the original beat with like their own mixes or whatever, and it actually showed that like if he actually had like a different type of beat on there, regardless if it was like a trap or a boom bap beat, it would have been a good ass song. You know what I'm saying? Because he was spitting. You know he was spitting. It's just I don't know what in his right. Well, I ain't gonna say right mind. I don't know what in his mind told him to drop a song like that. But hey, it's out. You know, I don't know what he was trying to go for, but whatever. Rory was pretty cool. I'm not really I'm not really too much of a fan when it comes to like artists doing like the baby voice. Granted, I don't know how old his son is, so I can't really say anything too much about that. But it was a cool song. Being Myself was cool. I definitely like the Manny Fresh production on there. Alone in the Studio with My Gun, I like that one too. It it it
Someone said that with that song that they should have used the gun. That shit was crazy
in GTA.
in GTA.
Yeah, I. It wasn't a bad song. It was just more. I guess it just catered more to Wayne's emo audience, if that still exists or whatever. I don't know.
Uh huh.
And in Written History was pretty cool. I didn't. I wouldn't. I really. I wouldn't have put that as like the last song on the album. I thought he was going to do something more traditional or whatever to kind of end things right then and there. But it's cool. But overall, like the only reason why I did give it a 3.8, I might bump it to a 4, just to be serious.
What the fuck?
But
Okay.
look. The only reason why I did give it a 3.8 because there was some songs that I was just like okay, like I forgot what's that artist's name. I think it starts with a B. Hold on, let me go to the album real quick.
Out of 5?
Huh? Yeah,
Out of 5?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh, Bono. Yeah, that song was ass. Yeah.
From U2? Bono from U2?
Yeah. I'm not saying that Bono didn't do his thing, but it kind of gave off like, you remember Kevin Rudolph from like, I guess what was that song? Like not Party Like, no, Party Not Like a Star. I don't know. It was some song that like Wayne did with Kevin Rudolph from like many years ago. It kind of gave off vibes like that, and I was just like,
You know who Bono is, right?
You said from U2?
Yeah, you know what band U2 is.
I know
right?
who U2 is. I just didn't know the artists like themselves like that.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't really listen to their music like that. I'm just aware of them. But that was the vibe that I kind of gave off of it, and also apparently we got a Nicki Minaj remix that was
Yeah,
added.
but it's not on the album, so it doesn't count.
You're echoing.
Oh, I am?
Yeah. It's not on the album, but I mean, they did drop another version of it. Oh, they dropped a bonus track, a bonus version. So it is on the album.
Doesn't count. No, nobody listened to the bonus one, bro.
You wild. But overall, I know y'all have a lot to say about it. I don't hate the album. Now I'm gonna stick with 3.8. I don't hate the album. It's definitely not no Carter 4. It's not no Carter 3. It's not no Carter 2. better than Carter 5. The first Carter, I don't really know where to really place that one either. But yeah, that's all I got to say about it.
All right, Mike, can I go?
Yeah. Go ahead.
So, so I just want y'all to know that I stayed up all night to listen to this when it came out on release.
Oh no.
So, in the context of with that, with setting up, making sure that I am awake and ready to listen to something like this. Also, I listened to the other Wayne projects just to gauge my expectations to make sure if it'll live up to that. To any of those, it did not. Um, it is nowhere near as good as any of the other Carter albums for me, and because of the type of artist that Wayne has been since I am not a human being too, does not mean that I should accept that type of content from him because I never have. So when he incorporates that bullshit into a series of albums that did not have any of that shit in, I start to feel a certain way. It's as if Jay-Z all of a sudden wanted to get into dubstep and then he starts putting that shit into Blueprint 4, niggas would not be fucking with that.
Not at all.
So it's like that, but he not only has some of the worst fucking beats to ever grace my ears and starts trying to rap over them like it is normal. Like he really got into the studio and was like, "Yeah, I fuck with this." I think that there's some sort of sabotage involved because for some fucking reason, and let me double check because I was only told this, but I'm going to see right the fuck now if this is true, and if it is, this is gonna piss me off more than y'all would ever. Okay, so this is true. For some fucking reason, the song with the worst beats on this album, which is Peanuts to a Motherfucking Elephant, was made. That beat was made by Lin-Manuel Miranda. Now, do y'all know who that is?
Not at all. Nope.
Lin-Manuel Miranda is basically the guy who has been making all of the Disney songs for the past like 10 years for the most popular like Disney movies. So you could like Encanto, Moana, like he's been making like writing those songs. He wrote a lot of the songs in Hamilton. So you're telling me that he can make those songs, but he came and gave Lil Wayne that fucking beat. That is odd. It's super fucking odd. And I do not accept that. I'm not okay with any of that shit because of the fact that he accepted that shit because it's a Lin-Manuel Miranda beat. And I guess his name mattered that much for that type of album. He should have fucking denied that beat. But it's not just that. It's also Donkey Kong, get this nigga out my motherfucking. It's not even that. Island Holiday, one of the most corniest fucking songs I've ever heard in my motherfucking life. Rory, fuck that shit. Like the only song I'm telling you, the literal only song that I like is the one that had Manny Fresh on it. I like that's the only song that I like. The Cotton Candy was cool. I mean, 2 Chainz did his thing. Big X the Plug did his thing on hip hop, but they did their things. Okay.
No Big Sean?
No fucking Big Sean because that Sharks is the most clock in type of fucking song that I've ever heard. It's like you could tell that like Jelly Roll was given the beat and he was just like, all right, what type of bullshit I'm finna make a chorus up to? There's so much dead air in his chorus. It's like, what the fuck are you even talking about? And actually, no. I remember Big Sean actually did show up. So Big Sean, Big X, and 2 Chainz, they showed up with their features. However, the feature can only do so much for that artist because you can tell that like everybody else was just bullshitting. The producers were bullshitting. Wayne, like you said yourself, is bullshitting. So he should not have called it Carter 6. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It should have been something else because this is not a Carter type of. Welcome to the Carter was cool. I think it's Welcome to the Carter. That was cool too. Yeah. So like, it's like, and there are how many songs on this bitch? There's like 19 songs on this bitch, bro.
Yeah.
So it's like, but it's worse than having three favorites. Uh, it's worse than having. No, I have two favorites. Did I say two? I have two favorites. It's worse than having two favorites and just in 17 skips. It's just that the 17 skips are trash skips. Like they're just like you don't even want to finish them type of skips.
Right.
So it's like for me, like no, like that's something that like is for a rapper of someone of his caliber, he gets knocked down a couple fucking tears for this shit as a rapper. And that's why like for me, like if I don't give scores, but he used to be like an A tier, he used to be like an S tier lyricist and like S tier because of what he done, but now it's like okay, obviously you're not trying to do that shit again, so you're going down to fucking C where Eminem is.
Damn,
You feel me?
Eminem.
Come on, bro. You know Eminem is not what he used to be. Nah, B. Eminem's B. Wayne is C.
Oh, okay, that's fair. I mean,
Cause, like I feel like I just feel like you said his team is fucking with him. It's like I don't think he can be told no, or I don't think Wayne even cares about it. It's like, hey, you know, I just like he really this nigga Lin Manuel gave this nigga this beat and was like, this shit is like, oh yeah, bro, this shit's actually really fucking fire or some shit like that. No, it's not, bro. Like that's like no, in his fucking ear, it's it's like, bro, hey, Wayne, in his fucking ears, in his mind, like Wayne's thinking some shit like, oh man, yeah, this is really gonna go down in history as one of the best things of all time. No, bro, it's not. It's not, bro. It's really bad, really fucking bad.
all right. The one.
Yeah, I want to start off by saying, Shaq, you was right. I've been talking about Carter Six for a long time, and I'm gonna slightly go over the track list. I'm very disappointed. For this to be called the Carter Six. Number one, I feel like even if this album wasn't called the Carter Six, it still shouldn't have been released. I'm gonna be
Thank
honest.
you.
Like,
Somebody called it funeral too.
not even a
No,
funeral too.
no.
But
Damn.
Funeral. The original funeral would sound like this is better than this.
Damn.
I'm gonna slightly go over the track list.
All right.
King Carter is whatever. Welcome to the Carter. This song proves that Wayne still has the potential to release another Carter level project. I do feel like Welcome to the Carter. No one he put that song right there for a reason. You knew people expectations were gonna be up. I was listening to people react to this album, and when that song came on, people were like, okay. People couldn't wait to finish the album because that song he placed right there because that's to show that Wayne still like that giant that's in him. It's still there. Like Welcome to the Carter was real cool. Bells Bells was all right. Bells was okay. I do feel like it did sound a little bit dated. Like
Yeah.
maybe if this was released maybe in 2014, 2015, it probably would have been a hit. But the songs whatever. Hip hop, I I do not like Lil Wayne's verse. Like
That's
Me
fair.
neither.
talking about deep dish. Like, I'm like
Yeah.
Wayne. Like
Yeah.
I don't like how he started off his verse. I don't. The beat is just so corny. Like the beat on the song is so corny. Um, then he has the
Oh, his
artist,
fucking. I didn't even talk about his lyrics. My bad.
but
You go. You go.
but yeah, Trevor, you distracted me. But
I'm sorry. I'm
no,
sorry.
no, you good. No, because what you're saying is funny. That's why. But biggest the plug, I feel like he saved the song. I feel
Yes.
like
Yep.
This
I
nigga like a fucking superhero.
I feel like, and I would have never thought that him and Wayne. Number one, I wonder out of all who Wayne, not to disrespect Biggest the Plug, but for some reason he chose to put him on this song compared to because these features just don't make sense. Somebody had to, you know what? But matter of fact, Wayne probably was the one that picked these features. But anyways, then he had Jay Jones end the song off. It just to me it didn't make sense. Like number one, three verses on the song, it was already felt like it was just too much for that beat. Cause I ain't like the beats like at all. Jay Jones came in. He had some metaphors, but I just feel like no. I just wasn't feeling him and Wayne's verses like that. I feel like Big X the Plug really came through with the song. Sharks. I agree with Trevin said. This is so much dead air, and even when you watch Wayne perform the song, like there's so much space in between the hook. If y'all know what I mean, like there's just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
and then the chorus to me didn't even make sense. Sharks in the water and snakes not always in the grass.
Exactly, bro.
but but I tried to think like, okay, well maybe they were talking about people acting like they're your friend. But then when Wayne got to rapping, the chorus did not match anything. It did not match the verse. Like I'm thinking, okay, sharks not always in the water, snakes not always in the grass. Like, okay, Wayne's gonna go in, he gonna talk about maybe some substance. The only thing that could have saved this song if Big Sean and Wayne would have added substance. But there's no substance to the song, and I feel like the chorus just doesn't make sense. Like sharks ain't always in the water. Like I was like, what in the world? But anyways, I just feel like substance maybe would have saved the song. Banned from NO. I just feel like it was something that was sitting around the studio. Like I surprisingly, there's people that actually like that song, and I'm just like, no. It just gave me like some trap, very much like not Carter style song, like um the Bono song, The Days featuring Bono, no. Cotton
No.
can Cotton Candy featuring
Oh,
Tucci. What you say?
did you know that the Bono song that was supposed to have a different a whole different like he had a whole different verse.
It to be
Um,
honest, I didn't like the beat. I just didn't.
I think the beat was supposed to be different too, but the verse was supposed to like Wayne's verses were supposed to actually have a lot of substance, and they changed it.
I I ain't
Yeah.
gonna lie. I don't think Wayne had anything to do with that. I think that was the team. I
And it
think
had what?
I think the team had probably something to do with that.
I
I
don't
mean,
know,
whatever. It got
bro.
changed. Like
This,
whoever has
but
something
at
to
the
do with
same
it.
time, Wayne approved of this. I blame Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody cannot make you. People can give you advice, but he took the advice. Whatever. Cotton Candy features Two Chains. This song's very disappointing. I'm sorry. For them two, I feel like this was a throwaway from Collie Grove too. Like I feel like this was one of the songs that probably did not make the album cut that they dropped
Oh,
because
fucking throwaway.
even the beat, like it's the sample is goofy. Like it's
Super goofy.
but the song, the beat is so goofy. The only thing I like about the song, Two Chainz said, with the Ja Rule thing, that was funny. But the song was a goofy song. Like I just didn't like. I'm like, bro, what? And then you got to Flex Up. I'm almost done. Like Flex Up was like that one where I feel like if he would have added substance to the song because he said, "Oh, I just talked to Hove and he said that he see me." Same thing when I talked to Stevie. Like I feel like he would have probably went more into depth with that, but he didn't. He just started talking about a whole lot of other stuff. Island Holiday. I feel like I heard a song that sounds like that before. It's like he's covering a pop song that was already out. I don't know what, but yeah, I had to skip that. Loki's theme, no. If I play guitar, no. Them songs sound like some rebirth songs. I don't know why. Penis to Elephant, y'all already said. First of all, when you heard the way he started up the song, like the way he started the song, what up though? Like, bro, come on.
Oh my god, bro.
like, um, Rory featuring Cameron Carter. Uh, that's his son, so I'm gonna be respectful. Um,
You better
the
be me.
the verse, the verse was cool. I feel like I, this song is like it's basically like, okay. I respect it. He put his song on there. I do like the song he did with Regine better on Carter Five, but at the same time, the song that he did with his daughter Regine, the song had substance. But and I'll be honest, like the stuff he sang on the song with his son, I'm like, bro, like, how old is your son? Like,
Yeah.
like for you to be
Yeah.
saying what you saying, like, if his son was a teenager, understand, I would understand better. But like, bro, Maria, I'm like, are you serious? This is when I really got disappointed because I don't even think Wayne starts the song off. If I'm not mistaken, I think Wyclef starts the song. I could
Yeah.
be wrong, but on this song, the only thing I liked about the song is the way he ended the song. I like that melodic flow, but some of the bars were like he said, "Cold world ice cream," like Wayne, like,
bro,
but
bro, I'm just gonna.
but the sample of the song it did not make sense. Being myself, that's the only song that's Carter level, and because of just the 'cause that song being myself, it reminds me of Dr. Carter and it reminds me of President Carter. Where he's kind of like, you know, not telling a story, but like painting a character. You know, Dr. Carter and President Carter. That song kind of remind me of that. And that made me like, man, what if Manny Fresh did this whole album? But Moolah coming in. If y'all don't know, Lil Novi is his son as well.
Yeah.
Uh, it's the beat. But the beat sounded like something that probably Playboy Cardi would rap on. Like, um, alone in the studio with my gun. I just felt like the song was not good. And Kodak Black and MGK, they disappointed me. Like, I'm gonna be honest, all the features besides like Big X the Plug was very disappointing. I feel like you would think that people on the song with Wayne, they would try to like step up their A game, but everybody was just like chilling. Like,
Even Big Sean.
I just didn't like the verse.
Okay.
I don't.
Okay. Okay. Now I understand. I respect it.
Yeah, yeah, but and then he tries to kind of get high pitched during his songs,
Okay.
and I'm
Yeah.
like,
I
yeah,
will say like, all right. Not to cut you off. Not to cut you off.
yeah,
But as a Big Sean listener, bro, I hate it. There's three things I hate it when Big Sean do. He tries to do the high pitch shit. Tries to do the triplet flow when he doesn't need to.
That's annoying. Yeah.
And whenever he just gets too fucking sexual on a fucking song and like just starts bringing up certain shit. Those are the three things that be pissing me off about what Big Sean be doing, bro. That's the only thing.
yeah. He was getting high pitched, and because of the song was because number one, like Trevin said, the song has so much dead space. But to me, it's just the chorus. To me, it was the hook. And I'm not even a Jelly Roll fan, and I'm not saying it's how Jelly Roll sound.
Yeah.
It's just the chorus. Like I cannot get past this. Sharks ain't always in the water. Like I feel like for the hook to be that, Wayne should have kind of came in and emphasized on what the hook meant because I still don't understand what he meant by sharks ain't always in the water. Like sharks live in water.
I
Like
think he's just saying that like it's. I know what Jelly Roll meant by that. It's just the fact that Wayne was his verse was not echoing that sentiment because he's
yes,
just saying that like snakes are under the grass. He's basically talking about niggas. People can do that shit too. Like
yeah,
people like there's sharks that the people that it's like a metaphorical thing, right? But it's just Wayne gets on. He's talking about some other shit. It's like, all right, bro.
yeah. And then two more songs and I'm done. Yeah, along the studio with my gun. I just was like, come on, like even Kodak Black, I didn't like his verse. I
Oh, I mean, come on.
like he said like Weezy F and the F is for whatever you want, like something like that.
For whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I was like, bro, I'm like, you would think that he would step his game up, but I don't blame him because the song was not good. And then written history, bro, Wayne could have really went in on that song, but he just chose to like it's like he was falling asleep. Like
Mm-hmm.
written history, I kind of did like that beat because I kind of felt like Wayne was about to go in, like because that beat kind of gave me Carter Four vibes. I don't know why, but he just like he got sleepy or something. Like he just started rapping like he just basically was he had no energy on the song. And that's just really my critique. Like I'm like y'all, the only song I really like that is Welcome to the Carter. And you know what? This last thing I gotta say. Me and Shaq was talking and I was saying I cannot find one song on this album that could have been a lead single. Like I don't think there's not one, not even a song with Two Chains, because I just feel like that one was disappointing. But I don't really find the one like hip hop to me. I know that's the song that's being hyped up. I just don't see it, but
Me
I
neither.
don't know what's one song on his album that could have been a lead single. What y'all think? What song do y'all think
I
could have been a
agree. I fully agree. Most of the
I
fucking song.
I still say hip hop. I mean, they'll probably
I
cut
disagree.
dude's verse off Jay Jones or whatever because
That
like
is not. It's not a good
I
single.
I I have a this nigga here.
Trevin.
I have a feeling that I because that beat it sounds more like a Big X to plug type of beat like the because you know whoever be producing this shit like they'll just get like any random sample and they'll just make like a beat that sounds like a Memphis type of beat or whatever and he does his thing on there. So I think I ain't gonna lie, I think that beat was like mainly for Big X to plug and then like I don't know, I guess they worked something out with Wayne and whatever the case is. I feel like I don't know. I personally feel like that could have been something for the radio, but I understand that yeah, it just I understand y'all sentiment on it. It's
Two
fine.
questions to ask y'all. Okay, number one, these are two questions to ask. How do y'all feel about like Jay Jones being on? Like, if y'all don't know, y'all know, but Jay Jones is one. I think one of his artists. He's been around for like a long time. But how do y'all feel about the Jay Jones? And are y'all disappointed in the Two Chains and Lil Wayne song?
I am disappointed in Lil Wayne's performance on every single one of these damn songs. Two
But
Chain's
Cotton Candy.
performance was good.
But do you like the song as a whole? Do you like the beat?
It, it's okay.
I mean,
It's
The beat is okay. It's just there's only so much that everything can do when the lead artist is not coming up to work. You know, it kind of brings the whole thing down. At least for me.
I already said what I need to say. Like I like the song. I personally didn't have no issues with it, but I guess the reason why I'm sounding a little bit more positive than like the average Joe or whatever who don't like the album. Not saying that like I don't. I'm not saying like it's not like I don't understand the hate. I just that I knew Wayne was going to do it. I knew Wayne was he was going to head towards this route. You know what I'm saying? Like I just knew that he was going to just fuck around. I do agree that he shouldn't have not Carter to Carter 6. If anything, I don't think like yeah he has the potential to make a better Carter album, but the same at the same time it's like does Wayne really even want to do that anymore? Like it sounds like it's on paper it sounds like he wants to do it, just like and look like I'm gonna make this comparison right because I told Trevin the other day about this that both him and Kanye are suffering through the same issue. They're doing like they're trying to sing more on their songs and shit. They're trying to they're trying to make songs that like I guess they could bump into the car or at like a social gathering or some shit like that. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like have fun, do whatever. But because of that, it Mario take a break for a second. But because of that, it it hurts their catalog a little bit. So for example, when Kanye was going through some of his rants on Twitter a couple years ago or whatever, and he talked about Life of Pablo was better than Dark Twisted Fantasy. It's debatable. I mean, not to me. I'm still gonna say Dark Twisted Fantasy is better. But I think the reason why he said that because he wanted something that like people can actually like play their shit in the car and listen to. Dark Twisted Fantasy they didn't really had no songs like that. Like yeah, you heard all of the lights on the radio, but like, are you gonna really play that like if you're having like a little chill session with your friends or whatever? Life of Pablo, funny enough, actually has some songs like that. You know what I'm saying? So with Wayne, it's like with Carter too. Like I can't remember exactly every song that was on there, but he had a good balance of like songs that like he's spitting, but also you could play some shit in the car and stuff like that. Same thing with Carter 3, same thing with Carter 4. I'm not a human being. That was more of a that was more of a a bump in the car type of album for at least for some of the songs. Funeral, same thing, and that's the same thing with Carter Six. Like I don't think he was just really trying to go bar for bar with this. Like, yeah, he has bars per se, but it wasn't really nothing. It wasn't even released on a Carter 3 level. He didn't really had a good balance of doing lyric. I don't even know if the punchlines was really even kicking like that. Well, I don't know if the punchlines was really punching like that on this album like that. And from what the shit that from what because from what y'all telling me, it seemed like it wasn't. So I think right now to just kind of just end things quick and whatever. Wayne, any artist has the potential to make their album the best it can be. But as far as I see the way how I see things right now, and I guess unless he does like a deluxe or whatever the case is, Wayne is forever chilling. He doesn't want to make another Carter 2 or a Carter 3 or even a Carter 4. He wants to he my theory is he wants to revive Rebirth. I feel
That
like
does
he
not mean that we have to accept that.
no, we're not going to accept it. We're not going to accept it. But I feel like that's what he wants to do cuz he knows that like since Rebirth failed the first time and whatever other project that had like rock songs or rock-ish type songs or whatever, like he wants us to like put faith in him to for him to do something like that, but his core fan base doesn't want that shit. Like, yeah, his emo fans or whoever whoever in that category probably listen to it. And I get Rebirth was influential to a degree for certain artists, but that's not what we want. You know what I'm saying? But that's what the type of shit he wants to make. And like you said yourself, we don't have to accept that. I'm not going to accept that. I'm just, well, it's not that I don't accept it, but like now it's just like I'm just, I'm just going to always have that expectation of, oh, Wayne's dropping another album. Okay, well, I'll listen to it when I listen to it.
I will not be pressing play
Yeah,
on
yeah.
on the
That
release
see,
day.
yeah, that and that's what it is. It's like it's nothing to be excited for anymore. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we can also bring up this other topic about like when the series should have.
If that's the case, then how is it almost a 4 for you?
Because I'm a little weird, but it. I want to explain this the best way I can. I'm not. If I was to rank it in the Carter series, it's like it's like second to last. Okay, but if I was to rank it as just like an album, just like something to listen to, like it's not a terrible album in my opinion.
Are you coming back to this album as a whole?
I still, bro, I listened to the album like about like 4 or 5 times.
I mean, I did too. I'm just like talking about like on a regular day. Like, are you just coming back and loading up this album?
So when I was telling Dewan earlier, like I made a playlist of like whenever like say like if I'm going like chill at your place and you give me the aux or whatever, like I made a playlist of like rap and R&B songs or whatever that like we could just listen to and just chill back and shit. And there are some of the songs on this album that I put on there. Like I put Cotton Candy
Okay,
on
I'm not
there.
giving you the ox. I'm not giving you the ox.
Nah. Because most of the time, if I'm beating your ass in Smash Bros. And Cotton Candy is playing in the background, you're not gonna really notice shit because you're getting your ass beat to the beat.
It would have to be at your place though, because you're not coming to my place and jamming that shit.
Look. I have like over 800 songs in this playlist. So like the possibility of any of the songs on Carter 6 being played.
Yeah, don't do that. You know damn well the odds will favor and that bullshit happening, bro.
Look. I just say look because like be judgmental. Like okay. I understand y'all hate you with the album because y'all I ain't gonna say y'all diehard Wayne fans, but like y'all love the man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all will at least respect him. Hey, shh, step out real quick.
That's what you're doing.
I'm playing the game. I'll be right back.
Mario Kart?
Yes. Okay, step out. I understand the hatred with it, but like as far as for me, it's just like since I already accepted the fact that the way how Wayne is, it doesn't bother me too much because like just like with Kanye, like I know Kanye is never gonna make another. Shakir, step out, step out, step out, step out. I know
My
Kanye's
bad,
never.
y'all.
Yeah, no, you're good. I know Kanye's never gonna make another Dark Twisted Fantasy. I know he's never gonna make a Graduation. I know he's never gonna make a eight. Well, he might make another 808s just without Kid Cudi, but I already know Kanye is never gonna be at that standard again. He is not that type of artist no more. Rick Ross, I can see Rick Ross making all the type of albums he made before. You know what I'm saying? I can see somewhat of Drake making some of the albums he done before. Once he, get out this fucking zone of his or whatever. You know what I'm saying? There's artists that I know that can still go back to that old sound and improve on it. But Wayne and Kanye, they are so, their ego is so filled with just them, that they're so conceited on them that whatever they feel like is right, it's right. And whenever they wrong, they'll just brush it off and be like, okay, shit happens. Let me go make some more Rebirth and Donda 2. You know what I'm saying? That's my mindset on it. So I'm
Okay,
looking at Carter
I get.
6. I'm looking at Carter 6 as not as a Carter album. I'm just looking at it as an album that has that, just like Barter, was it Barter 6? Is it called Barter
Mhm,
6? Yeah.
mhm.
Hmm.
It's just like Thug, he tried to play it off as like a Carter album or whatever the case is, but it's just more of a fun project for him. That
Yeah, but that's still Barter Six is still one of his critically his critically acclaimed best projects. That's like
and
that's
and guess
and
what? And guess what? Guess who worked on the album? Guess who took leadership on it? Guess who not executive produced it, but kind of looked into it? Birdman.
no, no, he did not.
You don't think he had a part to play in that
No,
album?
no. Birdman had nothing to do with Barter Six. No,
I thought he
no,
did.
no, he did not. Birdman had nothing to do. Let's say this, okay, and that's me being a Young Thug expert. Young Thug was never signed. He was never managed by Birdman. Birdman was like the big homie, but mainly on that Barter Six album, a lot of the producers was Wheezy, London on the track. A lot of those uh Atlanta.
Birdman's on the album.
He had nothing to do. He's on the album, but he had nothing to do with the creative vision of the album. He had nothing to do with that.
That's two.
So,
You're saying two different things at the same time.
no, no, I'm
He's
not.
on. He's on two tracks, so it's like at least for two tracks he had something to do with the
He's
creative
featured.
process.
Yeah, he's featured on the album, but he's
Oh,
not he wasn't the creative director of
he
the album.
I
wasn't,
don't know.
but
Shaquille
hold
didn't
on.
say that.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not saying. Okay, so we have to kind of put things in perspective a little bit. Just because it's not on paper to say that he didn't, I still feel like it. I could be wrong. I still feel like he had a part to play just behind the scenes because he was Thug's mentor at one point, and it was during that time. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that like I'm not gonna make it seem like that Thug didn't make the album himself. Like, oh, he needed like Birdman's like input on whatever. But I feel like to some extent since Wayne and Birdman was having issues at that time, and when Thug was with Rich Gang or whatever, I feel like Birdman had like his eye on it, and he was just like, hey, young blood, let me just kind of do this and do this real quick, and probably Tug, probably Thug kind of took some of that talk and kind of let it influence him just a tad bit. That's what I'm saying. I could be
No,
wrong.
no. What you're saying? Okay, I understand what you're saying now
Yeah,
because like it influence
yeah,
like
influence.
like sometimes when I get what you're saying, bro. It's like that influence like that. Okay, I feel like I have to maybe reach a certain standard because somebody who's above me is giving me like games. So that's what like I get you saying about mentorship. It's like, hey, like look, somebody that challenged you. Like, hey, bro, you need to do this. I get what you're saying, and I just feel like Wayne is he's in that position where there's really nobody over him. It's just him, and but there is a saying that says never outshine the master. It's like people that who never think you're greater than people who have taught you. You know, the
Hmm.
people who have taught you. If you teach me like Shaquille could teach me how to produce music, and my music could be better than him, but because he taught me, I'm not gonna always humble myself to what he got to say because he the one who taught me how to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at the same time, I just feel like Wayne probably he probably could if he would have took the album to Birdman, it probably would have been totally different. Like I don't think this is something that Cash Money would approve. And I'm surprised like Manny Fresh, like bro, you ain't hear that album,
Be-
you ain't.
because
I mean,
honestly,
he did his part. I mean, Manny Fresh did his thing and just left.
yeah, I think because they had issues before, and Manny Fresh, he knew Wayne when he was a kid. You know what I'm saying? So I think at the point, since he know how Wayne is now, he's just not trying to step over that bridge. So he's like, hey, like listen, bro, like I'm gonna do this thing for you, this and that. I know this album gonna be ass anyway, and they're gonna be talking about this shit. But hey, I did my thing. I got paid. Good luck to you, and just call it a day. That's how I see it. I know we're just
Thanks
kind
for the
of
check, nigga. But
yeah. I know we're just kind
some
of
bullshit.
I know we're just kind of making jokes or whatever, but like I feel like there is some type of truth behind what I'm saying, because it's like it just it just doesn't make sense. It makes sense to it makes sense why Wayne will make these decisions because and I'm not gonna throw in drugs or anything like that. I'm not gonna like
Oh no, no, that takes a
decharacterize.
factor. That definitely takes a factor.
It probably do. It's just I'm trying to be fair, but at the same time, it's just like I want.
Bro, he raps more about drugs than he does. Like he said, like the things that it was one of those songs where he said it's like something family and drugs. It's like when you look at how much he's rapped about each, he's rapped about drugs more than everything else.
Yeah.
Like of the things that he held dear to himself.
Hey, man, look.
So it's definitely that.
Yeah. I mean, look, man. That's what I'm saying. I don't want nobody coming at me and be like, man, you don't know what you're talking about. You're not a Wayne fan. Okay.
They're not finna come to you, bro.
No, 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 no. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm prepared. I'm prepared to go into that battle because, like, yes, I'm not the heaviest Wayne fan like that, but I've been listening to bro for a long ass time for me to analyze and study his shit. You know what I'm saying? And not also the fact, but for the past few months, I did went back and listen to all of Wayne's albums. You know what I'm saying? I from five. I can't remember if it's 500 degrees or whatever, whichever one. I listened to all that shit. I studied his stuff. He had that New Orleans that New Orleans hot boy sound or whatever, and then it came through all the way to like to the first Carter, and he still had a similar sound with kind of grown up a little bit, and then as soon as Carter 2 came around, bro, it was like night and day. Carter 1 and Carter 2 are night and day projects. You know what I'm saying? I can't speak too much for the mixtapes because it's so fucking many, and I don't be having the time. The only time I really be listening to music is like whenever I'm at work. It's like my schedule's just like that fucking busy, so I don't really have the time to like listen to like what was those earlier mixtapes? It's like Squad something or it was whatever before the drought. It was like called. It started with an S or something. I don't remember, but like so I'm never gonna really know when exactly at one point did he start to really change his style. But all I know for sure since Carter 2 came out a year after Carter 4. I mean, sorry, after the first Carter, like they're night and day projects. Wayne, he was really rapping like he was like the best rapper alive during that time, and he made us believe that shit. You know what I'm saying? And it carried all the way to Carter 3, the leaks, the drought series, whatever. Even Carter 4, even though Carter 4 was starting to get like a little bit of hate, like at least most of that songs made up for it. Night from the Bottom, the intros, the interludes, whatever stuff. I know people hate on How to Love, but fuck it, whatever. President Carter, he still made up for it, and that's why I don't know, for some reason I just got so much love for Carter 4 because he had a good balance of that shit. He sounded at least the most mature when it came to it. But it's like after Carter 4, Never again.
Yeah, let me say this. I actually, man, I had to do some research when Carter 6 came out. So
Hmm.
apparently, I was watching this interview, this clip, and y'all probably seen it. It's viral. It's Manny Fresh talking about how Carter 1 came about. He said before Carter 1 dropped, him and Wayne was in the club one day, and Wayne pulled him to the side. Wayne told Manny Fresh, like, bro, I could really rap. Manny Fresh is like, okay, like, I know. He was like, man, I'm gonna need you to stop making these immature beats because I don't know. I guess at the time Wayne felt like a lot of Manny Fresh beats were like goofy or immature,
Yeah.
and so Manny Fresh stepped his game up, and he said that's how the Carter One came about. When I did my research on the producers of the Carter Two, like the Heat Makers and all these guys,
Yeah.
um, I don't think Wayne worked with them guys anymore. Whoever produced them earlier projects, because when the Carter Three came out, like it just was so much different type of production going on. But he needs like I'm gonna tell you, like Manny Fresh, really like on the Carter Six, and that's how I'm gonna say this. I never say Wayne lost it or Wayne gonna lose it, but I'll just say is this certain production bring the best out of Wayne, like
Hmm.
that song that with Manny Fresh was probably one of the best songs on the album, and
Yeah.
even the song with the Welcome to the Carter, like so there's some songs on Carter Six that you could say, okay, well Wayne could really go there if he wanted to, but he got these beats that are like he picks these worst beats, and I'm like, how can he be in the studio and be like, man, like this beat really slaps, and
Exactly.
like I don't care what people say. That Cotton Candy song was not good. I'm sorry. Like I don't. Two Chains, yes, Two Chains did his thing. Two Chains always does his thing, but that beat is goofy. That's a
Garbage.
goofy like
I
that beat.
feel like that's that beat particularly. I feel like that was on that was supposed to be something for like Collie Grove. Like that was like
A leftover
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that did not make the
And
cut.
Two Chains was like, I don't want to be. I don't want this shit.
And Wayne was like, nah, nah, I got it. Like,
He's like, all right, you can have
yeah,
I
it.
think
like
I don't hate the beat because like it sounds messed up when I say it, but whenever whenever certain artists do like these funny type of sounding songs or whatever, and like they have like the trap beat going along with it, it's kind of catchy. Like sugar sweet or some shit like that. I don't know. It's
Yeah, we
just
lost
funny
him.
to me. But like at the same time, he should have just done that shit like on a mixtape or like a EP or something. Not on a serious album like the Carter Six. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
I can
Plug
understand
save
it.
that song, bro.
You said well?
Big X, I say Big X the plug save hip hop that on that song.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
because when Big X, and then what's so crazy, Big X the plug, I could tell he didn't really like go there. Like when I meant like that, I can tell I didn't see him really rap. I feel like on this song because of the beat, he kind of like, all right, like you could tell he was just vibing, like
yeah.
you could tell, but he didn't really like go for the kill. You know what I mean?
Because it
Like
ain't his song.
yeah, but it's not that. It's just because, bro, it just seemed like on the song, it's not about that. Biggs the Plug kills features too, but what
Yeah.
I'm saying is because of that beat, bro. Bro, just listen. Let me tell you this, bro. I'm gonna have us do a challenge, bro. We gotta pick the worst beats on this album. I'm gonna just say this. The song when he got Moolah coming in, I say that's the worst beat.
Actually, let's save this for next week's episode because it is getting a little late for me.
Yeah.
But look, man, look, I respect y'all. I respect y'all opinions about the album. Like I look, bro. I premeditated all of this shit while we kept talking about this shit for like months and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I knew y'all's reactions. I knew what y'all was gonna say. I knew what I was gonna say, and I knew how this album was gonna come out, turn out to be. I knew how Twitter was gonna react to this
Okay,
album. You know
hold
what I'm
on,
saying?
hold on.
What's up?
The thing is, you gave it such a high score because you knew that Wayne was going to underperform as a rapper.
Yeah.
How was that? How does that just make that just means you know he's trash?
No,
Wait,
no,
what?
no, 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 no. Okay, okay.
What
Because
did he say?
bro, because I'm unorthodox like that. Like I'm just like I knew the reception of the album was going to be bad, but it's just like, what can I really say? You know what I'm saying? I ha like I have to let y'all listen to it to kind of figure it out for yourselves. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's not. That's not what. That is not what. That's not a thing. That's not a thing, bro. Just we know that Wayne was not gonna do as good as his other Carters. We
Okay.
knew that. But the thing is, we didn't know it was going to be this bad. Is what I'm saying. The fact that the rap community as a whole is unanimously not fucking with this project
Oh,
is the thing.
but you're not understanding the fact that like why would I still even like rate it up there like that?
Yes, as damn near 4 out of 5.
Okay. I all right. I guess let me hurry up and finish this out. Overall, like the album, like the album itself, like if, it's more like a 2 out of 5. I'll say like that. But
Okay.
in my list of like whatever Shaq we listen to is not that bad. That's what I'm gonna say. Let me just say it. I ain't gonna rate it. I'm just saying it's not as bad as for someone like me, because like I said, I knew when to stop taking Wayne seriously. I kind of came to the conclusion that the only time like I should really take Wayne serious like is only depending on who's he featured with. If I see he's featured with Benny the Butcher or Freddie Gibbs or maybe an Alchemist or like any of those guys in those type of calibers or whatever, that's when to take it serious. But Two Chains is like a mixed bag. Big Sean, I'm only going off the history of like songs they did before. Like I think it
Bro, you
was
know it's a problem when he makes Big Sean look good.
yeah yeah. I just I don't know. I think I just like I'm not saying that none of y'all like nobody knows who Wayne is anymore, but like I think I studied his character long enough to know that it's just like, you know what, dude just don't got it in him like that, and whenever he
I mean, yeah,
does,
we all know that though. Like we all knew.
no
I
no
just don't
okay
like the
no
false
actually
hope that he gives people because he
no
does really great fucking features.
no okay, so somebody had brought this up on Twitter, you know what I'm saying, and I agree with this take. There was like hip hop knew as a collective that Wayne was not evolving anymore, but
Mm-hmm.
I think because we didn't want to really accept it, we had to wait until like he did something like this for everybody to agree that's just like, okay, Wayne don't really have like that sauce like
Yeah,
that
I mean, it's the
anymore.
same thing with Kanye. Like we
Yeah,
knew that Kanye didn't have that anymore, but then he went off the deep end on this bullshit, and now nobody fucks with him.
yeah,
Even though it's not as drastic as like what Kanye did. This is just a music thing for Wayne. Thankfully,
yeah,
it's just that yeah. I mean, he nobody's canceling him, nothing like that. It's just that when it comes to rap, being a rapper, he just is not gonna pull out nothing of that quality of Carter 3, Carter 2, you know, dedication type shit anymore, bro.
yeah,
He doesn't
and
live that life. He doesn't live that life anymore.
yeah, and honestly, I ain't gonna lie to you. Also, like I kind of been when kind of listening back to some of his older songs too, and like when he started to like, there's a reason why I'm about to bring this up. When he started saying like Suwu and started bringing like the gang stuff into it, or whatever, I already knew that was like a point of like Wayne starting to like not take shit seriously, because like there's no reason for him to be repping that shit. Granted, I'm not into gang politics. I can't speak on it or whatever, but it's just like Wayne wasn't really talking about shit like that on Carter 2. You know what the term for Carter 2 is? Hustler music. We
Yeah.
everybody look at Wayne as like a hustler because that's what he is. This nap is running fast as shit. He's a hustler. So people want more hustler music. They don't want more. I'm not gonna speak on his gang politics, or whatever. But we don't want music like that. We want more hustle type. We want shit that like we can go to work and make us feel energized and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what Carter 2 was. That's what at least a decent part of Carter 3 was. That's what kind of what Carter 4. Well, not too much on Carter 4, but like at least 2 and 3. But we Wayne's not like that anymore. What he needs to hustle about? He made his money. Nigga sold his catalog. Like he ain't got to really hustle like that anymore.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he's like a made man now. Like he has generational wealth.
Yeah,
So it's like he's now rapping as someone who has a lot of fucking free time to experience things that ain't got nothing to do with being a rapper,
yeah.
and you can tell by his music. But like, what I'm saying is that like,
Carter 6.
don't call it Carter Six, or at least tell people what to expect. It's like, hey, what should fans expect from this? He's like, hey, if you're a fan of bullshit ass motherfucking rock music or some shit that ain't got nothing to do with what makes me as good as I am, then you're gonna love this fucking album.
Yeah.
Obviously, obviously he's not gonna say shit like that, but I'm just saying.
I'm gonna say this, and I know we need to wrap it up,
Yeah,
yeah. Welcome to the Carter, and the song with Manny Fresh to me are Carter level songs.
yeah,
Welcome to the Carter. He knew what he was doing. He put that at the beginning of the album. He knew what he was doing, and then the song with Manny Fresh, that was a dope song. So I do believe Wayne still has it in him. It's just that he needs the right leadership, and like
yeah.
there's a saying, there's a quote, and I tell everybody it says never outshine the master. That means never ever think you're better than the person who taught you. It don't matter what, like, still, and I understand Birdman, his relationship with Birdman. It still That still does not mean that Wayne cannot still get that second, third opinion. And look, I'm saying this, and I know this might sound crazy. I don't think nobody can be above criticism. Like, I don't feel
Michael
like
Jackson,
I don't feel like okay,
Quincy Jones. I'm fucking with you.
but I
Rest
just
in
feel like
peace.
I don't care what artist you are, nobody can be above criticism. But
Stevie Wonder.
only thing I have to say is, yeah, that's it. And another thing, one last question for y'all: should this be the final Carter, or we see the
Yes.
Carter 7?
No. Final Carter, please, for the love of God. Final Carter.
Unless like he actually shows like for the next no, listen, for the next year, for as long as he wants to keep rapping, unless he shows that he is serious and like he's on some, I hate that to use this term, unless he's on Benny the Butcher Wayne. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Unless he's that Wayne, he is to never drop another Carter album again. And if he was to do it, and he is Benny Wayne, that needs to be the final Carter. Not no Carter 7, not no whatever the case is. Let it be the final Carter, and let him ride off into the sunset.
I got a good topic for next episode. But
Yeah.
this is like related to that topic. I think he should work with just one producer.
I say at
He
least
should
two.
just
I say at least two.
one, like, okay, one at least, two at most.
Yeah.
Manny Fresh.
Manny Fresh and whoever the fuck else. I don't know who else could make consistently good beats for Wayne. But Manny Fresh, motherfucking Juicy J. I don't fucking know, bro. Somebody.
No.
Juicy
I
J.
mean, just
3-6 Mafia makes good beats.
yeah. I mean, look, have something for the radio, obviously. Have something for the lyricists. Have something for the hustlers, and I guess a couple songs for the ladies, and call
Not
it
Juicy
a
J.
day.
DJ Paul. Yeah.
So I'll say 3 producers, but 3 producers who know what the fuck they're doing, and if they got synergy with Wayne.
Yeah.
And some good engineers too. Like we need some good.
And none of
engineers.
this fucking nepo baby shit. Like, I know it's cool having like kids that like want to be on your shit, but like don't like this nepo baby stuff is just not it for me.
You didn't like Rory?
No, man. You
Wait.
know
That's not his. That's not his. But yeah, let me go ahead and finish this. Thank y'all for those who's watching. I know this is a long ass episode. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah, thank y'all for watching. We'll definitely have more topics to talk about in the next episode.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry I kind of started a little bit late, but hopefully we can get everything running smooth again. So until then, y'all take it easy. Keep bumping that Carter 6. You know?
No, don't do that.
Look out.
Stay blessed.
Look out for the Clipse album, and we'll talk to y'all later. Y'all take it easy.
Mm-hmm.